Hey everyone, the Talking Dads podcast is brought to you by Little Scholars Early Learning Center. Whether your family needs infant care, a preschool program, or before and after school care, Little Scholars' highly rated Step Up to Quality programs provide quality early childhood education at an affordable price. Visit www.littlescholars.net to get in contact with an enrollment specialist and schedule a tour of any of their 5 Lake County campuses. Here's the deal. Talking Dads fans are getting a little bonus. Mention that you heard about them through our podcast, and when you tour, and you'll receive $25 off of your registration fee. Again, that's Little Scholars Early Learning Center, where children learn, play, and grow together. We are also brought to you by Pubfredo Gastropub. Pubfredo was voted Best Gastropub in Cleveland in 2019 by Cleveland Magazine Silver Spoon Awards. We love Pubfredo. Their menu is chef-inspired, always pushing the limits of traditional pub fare. The other night I had a burger, I believe it was called the Pub Burger. It was incredible. Cooked perfectly. It was amazing. And you won't have a problem pairing your favorite item on the menu with their great selection of local craft beers, crafted cocktails, and of course, an amazing bourbon and whiskey selection. I went with the Bullet 10-year with my Pub Burger. All of this in a cozy, fun, come-as-you-are atmosphere. You can check them out at pubfredo.com and on Facebook and Instagram at Pubfredo Gastropub.
We are also brought to you by Marky Fresh Barbershop in Mentor, Ohio.
Bro, I love Marky Fresh.
It's the best, isn't it?
Dude, I get cut there like every 3 weeks. My kid gets cut there every month
Every
and a
now and
half or
then.
so. Month and a half, 2 months, something like that. They do such a good job.
The environment is phenomenal. Everybody's awesome there.
Can I tell you a secret? I don't
Please.
even give a shit about the haircut. It is so much freaking fun going there.
Just to hang out.
Yeah. I have such
Just have a good time. Every time, man.
Yeah.
You get caught. If you want to be in there fast.
Oh, yeah.
Their whole app, everything, booking to get in.
So
It's so
easy.
convenient and easy, but you get caught up
Oh, yeah.
because you just want to hang out and talk with these guys.
You know what the word is? Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
So many shenanigans.
You don't want to leave.
It's so much fun. But honestly, they do a fantastic job.
They really do.
I look way better when I leave than when I get
You
in there.
really do.
I know.
So, yeah, Marky Fresh.
Yeah, book at markyfresh.com.
Book, get in, stay fresh.
What's up, podcast? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Talking Dads. This week's special guest is Rick Leasure, who's a local guy who ended up playing professional basketball over in Europe and South America. It was really cool to hear his experiences and how that shaped him into who he is today. And now he's raising 3 kids with his wife, and just really cool to hear him talk about how his life has changed and what it is now. I don't know. It was a lot of fun. Share a lot of the same experiences and know some of the same people. So that was really neat to get into. We also talked about our mutual hatred for curtain rods and curtain hanging. So that was funny. But yeah, check it out. Let us know what you think, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.
In a world where moms continue to dominate parenting authority and a father's role is minimized in society, 2 dads take on the toughest parenting topics on a weekly basis, all while drinking bourbon. They are the Talking Dads.
We had a couple good pours. Anyway, Rick, thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we are at the Collab by Notion, beautiful downtown Willoughby, as always. Yeah, it is kind of different for us. New year, and it is 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a morning person.
New year, new you.
Yeah, 10 o'clock in the morning's
You know
real
what?
early.
Yeah, right. You know what's weird, though, is I was always a morning person. Like, growing up, like, even in high school and shit like that,
really
I was
was, too,
always
yeah.
up. And then I did the military thing, so you had to be up.
Yeah.
And then even after that for years, I don't know if it's just, like, I'm old now, and I continue to stay up. Like, I was always stay up late, get up early.
I think it's the staying up late.
It's almost bragging rights.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
up till midnight and
Yeah.
I was still
Yeah.
up at 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you guys think you had a
already
tough
on
day?
my lawn.
You guys are just waking up.
Yeah.
You guys are just waking up. Day's half over.
Yeah.
My neighbor will be like, dude, what were you doing outside at 8 o'clock? I'm like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I was getting at it.
I was getting stuff started.
Yeah.
I'm already having a beer. What
Right.
are you doing?
Yeah, I'm done with the work for today, which could actually backfire because if you get it done too early,
Oh,
then you can't get away from the wife and kids for a little while.
and then there's a whole more list. Of things.
yeah, then you're like, well, now that you're done with that,
The list never ends.
hey, those,
you know.
those curtain rods look a little look a little crooked.
Hold
Here.
on.
Don't
Hold
get
on.
me started
Time
on
out.
curtain rods.
Really? Oh my God.
I hate, dude.
This
I
is
have
amazing.
an issue with some
My
right now that
biggest
I.
nemesis.
I would rather get kicked in the nuts than have to put curtain rods up.
There's a lot of things I would rather do than do curtain rods.
Yeah.
Kicking in the nuts might not be up on the list, but
I remember it was like last
Depending
year
on who's
sometime.
kicking.
You're right. Well, I mean, you're a tall guy. Maybe you could get away with it.
true.
Just get her put that high up.
Yeah.
I remember
Little
last year
Nick.
I put that poll up, like I think on Facebook or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
Be honest. You have two choices: put up curtain rods or get kicked in the nuts. There's only one right answer.
Yeah, and it's true though. Everybody has the
Everyone
same
was
thought.
just like, yeah, you're right.
we're all on the same page with curtain rods.
You're not going to find a stud, so you always have to use the
Those anchors.
Anchors.
the,
Yep.
the drywall anchors.
Yeah.
And of the 4 or 6 that you have to put in, there's always going to be 1 or 2 that don't sink correctly.
Yep.
And then you're worried: is it strong enough?
You-
Is it leaning a little bit?
And you inevitably, the one
And
that
it
doesn't
looks
go in
great.
right.
Yeah, you're like this is gonna hold for now.
It's got 3 out of the 4.
This will
be
keep her
good.
quiet for a little while, but
It
you
looks
know.
great. The second your wife comes in, what's up with that one? You're
Yeah,
like,
it's like, how do you see that?
Those those curtains are supposed to be, 3/4 of an inch above the ground.
we just had this argument.
Like, what does it matter? An
like-
inch,
so-
half an inch?
So
It's
she wasn't
close.
home. I just been doing a ton of work at our house, and I just we just got carpet, like I restained all this wood, blah blah blah, all this stuff, and we got to the curtain rod part, and she wasn't home. I go, I was Googling where the
Yeah.
curtain was supposed to fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's supposed to be about right here. This curtain's not long enough. And it turned into a whole debacle. And she was like, well, just don't worry about it. We're just not going to do curtains right now. I'm like, but we kind of need to do
It's
curtains.
got to
Yeah,
be
and
done.
then at that point you're already you have the mindset. You're like, I'm doing this. I want to get it out of the way now.
So I almost just did it, but there's still no curtains.
Yeah, well,
I like 3 separate occasions. I remember, like, my wife wasn't home. I was getting stuff done,
Yeah.
and I know better at this point, but I put them up anyway.
Ah.
And then she's like, "Well, they're not wide enough."
Take them down.
Like, what do you mean? And then you're patching holes, and then you're repainting, and then
them
you're
down.
doing it, and then now the drywall's already like shit because
Yeah.
you put a bunch of holes in it. So
I know. Yeah. Well, then the kids run by and go to hide behind the curtains, and they're pulling on them.
remember they did it at my house that one time.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I think it was Sam and Gibbs, the older ones, were sitting,
Oh,
they were
yeah.
playing hide and seek, and they're wrapped up inside.
The thing fell on Sam, didn't it?
Yeah, and then it fell. Yeah.
My little boy Rick, he did the same thing, pulled it right up.
Yep.
I was like, well,
I looked into. They have a service that will come out and do them, and for like a whole house, I was like,
I don't know.
I was like, I got to be like what, $10-$20 a window treatment.
So
bro.
it's way more than that.
It's way. I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah,
But for all the people that hate doing it so much, it's like,
Yeah.
you know what? Screw it.
I hear you.
I mean, I don't know. I'd do it myself, but
I do too, because
but it's just one of those things.
The more I let in the house, I feel like it's taking away
Sure.
from my role.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Right?
My home.
It's your home. You're the man of the house. And it's like,
If
I'm
I
going to do this
that,
stuff.
I can't come in here and complain.
You
about
need
it.
something to bitch
Right.
about.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, like,
that's what this is for.
I need something to bitch
I
about.
can't-
So
I can't complain how hard it is at home and get a little pity from another
right,
man. You know?
right.
But I had somebody come in and take care of the curtain rods for me.
That just don't sound
No,
right.
it doesn't.
That
No,
don't sound right.
I'll pay for some shit that I don't know how to do. Like,
Right.
the problem is like it's not that difficult to do. It just sucks.
It takes time.
Yeah,
It's very easy.
But there are those guys that just don't do anything like that.
although you probably don't even have to use a ladder.
I was going to mention that.
very, very, very helpful for many
So-
things around the home.
that has got to be
How
so
tall
much
are you?
easier.
6'8".
6'8". That's both my
On a good
Good
day.
size.
on a good day. Yeah.
It's good size.
That is good
That's,
size.
I'll be honest with you. I'm probably lying. That's program height.
Okay, so you're like
I'm like
6'6" with like big Nikes.
Without,
palm- like, yeah,
without
with the-
shoes on,
The airs on.
I'm flirting 6'7".
Okay,
All right.
I
But
got
still,
Barefoot, we're 6'7".
You're
yeah,
tall, dude, though.
program height for me is like 5'10". But we know. But we
I
know.
say 5'11". Yeah.
Yeah. Give myself a little bit there. Yeah.
There
When I
you go.
stand up
I'm like
straight.
spiking my hair up and shit.
Right, definitely.
Well, it's like I know my son Sam is going to be taller than me. There's no doubt in my mind. The kid is.
Is he already showing signs of?
Yeah, he's a big kid. He's just
thick
taller
too,
than his
man.
friends. He's just a big kid. He's solid. He
he
weighs.
5?
He's 5. He's 55 pounds.
That's a big boy.
But he's not. He's just skinny. He's a skinny kid, but he's just big. He's
That's
just
a solid.
He's not
solid.
skinny. He's trim. Like,
Yeah.
He's.
Once I told him today, I go pull up your shirt real quick because I saw the other day like, he's got like a 6-pack.
Starting to get cut up.
And I'm like Flex. I'm like push your stomach down. And I'm like Liz. I'm like what the hell?
Yeah, kid's cut up.
I'm like he's gonna be
Like my
kicking
kid's
my
skinny.
ass.
Like my kid's skinny. Yours is not skinny. He's like
He's just
fit.
yeah. He's just
It's crazy.
He's solid.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact he's gonna be taller than me.
Yeah.
He's got my wife is the same height as me, and her family's taller. So it's like
I don't know what's gonna happen with ours. So we have 3, and my wife's
yeah.
5'2".
Go ahead.
okay,
Yeah.
she's 5'2".
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah, that's like my wife. Yeah.
she
Think.
realistically, she's gonna kill me. This you might have to edit out. She's 5'1".
yeah.
She's 5'1". All right. I mean, she's 5'1". Realistically, she's 5'1".
We can go program height
She's
though.
always I'm 5'2". I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So my daughter, she's 5, and she's huge, very tall, skinny. You know, my boy, he's almost 2, and he is a monster.
Yeah.
Just huge. There hasn't been a appointment that we've gone to where they're like, he's the tallest on the chart and thickest on the chart of everything we do.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
He's just going to be, I
Yeah.
don't know, but there's no height on her family really. I don't know. Her sister's a little bit taller, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of an anomaly. I'm huge. My sisters are all short. My dad's not, he's only 6'2". You know, it's like, I don't know. So we'll see.
Random. Yeah.
See, mine's the opposite. Like my dad's 6'4", my mom's like 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah.
My brother's 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Oh, it's so crazy how that works.
It
Short and
is.
stocky.
Like the tallest person in my family is my dad. And he's like 6'1" or something like that.
Yeah.
And the rest of us are
Genetics
Just
are
don't
weird.
know.
Yeah, you know.
You know, it's, I don't know. And you hear so many different stories, like when they're a certain age, you can double their height. That's how tall they're going to be.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know about
think
that.
works.
No, I don't think so either, because my daughter's going to be like 6'4", and I'm like, I don't think so, dude.
Yeah, no.
Pray to God, they're not 6'4".
Yeah. A hell of a volleyball player and
Yeah.
a basketball player.
Something.
Yeah.
I don't know. A freak.
Yeah. Well, it's like I remember my brother Chris. When we were getting, I don't know, we were probably in junior high or something like that. And I was short, and he was bigger than me. And I remember him telling me, he goes, "Oh, I got a growth spurt early, so I'm gonna, because I start getting closer to him in height." He's like, "So I'll get another one here, and I'll be way taller than you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." No, he never grew any more than that. So it doesn't matter. Like if they say like at a certain age you're gonna double your height, it's not true.
Dude, I grew when I was, I graduated college, went overseas to play ball, and I grew from when like that year, I grew like almost an inch.
Really?
I graduated college at like a good 6'6", solid. And then after my first year playing ball over in Europe, man, I was like a legit like right around 6'7".
Wow.
So I was like 23.
You're still growing.
I hope not. Finding pants is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine.
It's just a complete joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Can
hard
imagine.
to find pants that are wide enough and short enough. So
Hey, body types are different, man.
They are.
Right.
I know my wife has a tough time. She's tall, but she's skinny.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't get that height. Like all the pants, like her pajama pants are always like short on her. It's just you can't get it
think
fit.
about how ridiculous is it to think that like a clothing industry or something like that, like people are just so different, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
How can you just? I
You
mean,
know-
people make do, right?
You know what I found is that at this age, you really got to stick with the brand that fits you the best.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
there's a certain pair of pants out there that fit
And you stick with it.
a 36 slim,
36. Wow.
which stinks because I'm really a 34 waist, but I don't know. You just got to go 36 because
Yeah.
That's just the way they fit.
you can't find 34
Yeah.
and 36. It's
Oh yeah,
it's just so tough.
yeah.
And then
30.
you got to find that. LL Bean makes large, tall shirts. Okay, you go extra large, tall,
You're swimming.
you're swimming.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
tough, man.
that's something I haven't had to deal with.
brutal.
I'm a very average person, height wise and
You're
everything.
better
So
than
it's like,
average, Steve.
thanks, man. Appreciate that. But
I mean, a little bit.
yeah, well, hey, I'll take anything I can get, man.
So hold on, Rick. We always start with the dad profile. We kind of just went through a lot of it.
Yeah.
But just for all the millions and millions of listeners out there, let us know who you are. What makes you a dad?
Okay. So Rick Leasure, grew up out in Concord. Let's see, man. What makes me a dad? I graduated college, went overseas, played basketball professionally for like 7 seasons. Went on tour with the Globetrotters, was living this crazy life. My last year I was playing in Luxembourg. I tore my leg up pretty good. Came home on New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2013. I went to a New Year's Eve party over in Menor and walked in and saw a stunning lady in a very revealing black dress.
Okay.
And I said, "Hey, who's this girl?" Everyone's like, "Nah, stay away." All our friends are like, "Nah, she's off limits." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Dude, she's just won't give guys the time of day." I'm like,
Yeah.
"But international
I mean,
I wish, right? Yeah. So I went up to her and introduced myself. I don't know if you guys remember. I'll never forget. It was like the worst storm that year. I was stuck at this house because some kid. I don't even know his name. I wish I did because I would slander him right now. He wore my boots home with my car keys in them, and he lived in Akron.
Oh my!
Yeah,
Listen,
I got a 14, right? That's a big boot.
Yeah, you're not.
I was gonna say, I'm like, how the hell were the keys in there? But you have giant feet, so he's able to walk around with.
Well, I'm like, this guy wore 14s home. Why, right? So I was stuck in this house. I'll never forget the night, but I don't know. There's just something about her, right? So I was like, I gotta, find more out. So I did the trio: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Oh yeah, start the creeping going.
Found out what made her creep. She lived downtown. Tuesday night, she had tweeted she was at some bar. I was like, hey, I'm right next door. So I'm calling my buddies, like, yo, guys, we got to go downtown. Someone come with me. Met her for like a half hour. Drove my buddy back out to, where did he live? Near LaGrange. That was a ridiculous drive. Right?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. After I dropped him off, I remember texting her, hey, what are you doing? And she was like, I'm about to go to bed. Like, you can't come back over. I was like, no. I'm driving home. I was seeing if you wanted to just talk. And she was like, talk on the phone?
People do that?
2013.
What are you talking about? So we ended up talking on the phone like the whole way home. She's like, where were you? I was like, I had to take my buddy home and I was just been sitting in the driveway. But we just kept talking the next couple days, and she had made something on Twitter about the musical Chicago being in town.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 4 older sisters, and I was like, hey, I don't know how to tell you this, but I got an extra ticket to Chicago tonight. Would you want to go? And we hadn't hung out other than like 30 minutes at the bar one night. And she was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll pick you up, whenever. So then I'm like, I got to get tickets to the Chicago show.
I love that.
So I picked her up and we went, and that was it. Like, we literally talked every day since. And I was actually signed to go back and play ball in Luxembourg, and found out she was pregnant, later that year. And that was it. That was it.
That was
Man.
it.
So obviously our first one was not planned. And then it was very, very tough times going from living that lifestyle. She was also not, we were just, you go from dating to buying a place together, having a kid together, and just changing. Like, I had never worked before. Like, for the,
I was playing basketball.
I mean, my job was waking up at 6 and working out for 7-8 hours a day and training and doing that. And so I struggled for a while trying to figure out, like, adapting to a normal job. And but it all worked out amazing. Now we got 3 kids. Our boy, so Riley's 5. She'll be 6 in June. Little Ricky, he'll be 2 in February. And then Reagan, who just completely caught us off guard. The big surprise kid. And the last one for sure. Scientifically, we made sure.
Yeah.
Right.
She will be, she's 7 months.
Okay.
7 months. So, we actually, last Christmas, my birthday's on Christmas, actually. So,
happy birthday, man. Yeah.
Thanks. Last Christmas, we have a big Christmas Eve party every year. Christmas Day, my wife's just out, done. Can't even get out of bed. We're like, what is going on? You didn't drink that much.
Right.
Literally dead to the world. Worst hangover ever. I mean, kids were dancing on her, knocking her down. I mean, wouldn't even move. She was just blacked out. I'm like, what is going on? Right. So then next couple of days, she just wasn't feeling right still. I'm like, what's going on? Maybe you should take a pregnancy test. Takes a pregnancy test. She's pregnant. And we were like, oh my God. So we think normal pregnancy, 8 to 10 weeks maybe. So we go to our first ultrasound, and I was a little bit late. I walked in, and she's looking at me, the nurse is looking at me, and I see the screen. Having a third kid, you kind of know what you should be seeing on the screen, right? Not a fully developed child on the screen. And I'm looking at them, they're like, you want to know the good news or the bad news? I'm like, please tell me there ain't twins.
Yeah, right. I know. Think about that all the time.
Because there's twins all in my family. I got sisters,
really?
Sisters that are twins, man. Cousins, aunts. I mean, I'm just praying it's not. And they're like, well, it's a little further along than you thought. And you can find the sex out today if you want.
Oh, wow.
She was 20 weeks pregnant.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Oh, yeah.
Holy smokes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a big surprise.
Went from not only thinking that we were having a kid, but very soon.
It's moving along quickly, yeah.
Like this kid's moving ready. Like,
Right.
it's like, that's it, dude.
Holy smokes.
So that's it, dude. That's what really makes me tick.
Isn't that crazy how like
Kids are everything, though. I mean, it's, yeah.
Like life in general, but especially kids, just make you pivot like on a dime, right? Like there is no like you're playing professional ball, you're rolling around with the Globetrotters, and now you're like, oh, I guess I got to go find a job. You know what I mean? Like I got to buy a house. Like I'm used to doing, going back and forth. And
my wife's gonna kill me because she was like, "You don't have tax returns." I'm like, they can't just take cash. She's like, no, our realtor's like, dude. I'm like, I don't know. To the government, I didn't exist for the past 6 years. I'm like, I was getting paid by teams cutting me checks, dude, bringing them home in my slacks, like, on the plane. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's a different world.
It
right?
was tough. Yeah. It was tough to like become a real adult.
Yeah, because you don't think about that stuff.
No.
Like what's involved with having to do all that to get a house. Like they're like, you need all this, all your history.
Credit?
You're like, what's
credit?
Excuse me?
It's a little bit different because I didn't really have any money. But like when I got out of the Marine Corps, I remember like, and they try and like kind of prepare you. But the reality is like the military is almost like another way that somebody just kind of takes. I mean, your meals are taken care of. Yeah. You have a place. You don't pay rent. You don't pay. You know what I mean? Like you have insurance that you have to pay, but like you go to the place next to the medical station and like somebody there like just sets you up. You sign something and then you leave. And like I'm covered. I don't know anything about it though. I've never shopped for policies. I've never had to do any of that kind of stuff. Like taxes. You go in the admin office and they're like, here's what you owe.
Tax.
You know what I mean? Like okay, or here's what you're getting back, whatever it may be. And it's like, and maybe like as you progress, like I only did 4 years, so I was still 21. I wasn't caring about any of that kind of shit.
Right.
Like my off time, I was going out and drinking and doing whatever.
Yeah.
And then you get out and you're like, okay, like I understand I have to find a job.
Right.
Like I knew that part. Right. And then you do that though. And then it's like, fill out a W-4. I'm like, what? Yeah. I'm like, well, what number do I put? Well, just read the thing. Well, it gives me options. What does it mean?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
no.
Absolutely.
You look at that stuff. It's
what do I
like
claim?
a foreign language.
Right. 0, 1, 2. Like, how,
and everyone has different stories. Well, you don't claim this, you get this more. And
I'm like, sure. So, but like that change in your life, like whether it's coming out of college or doing some kind of professional, like you're an athlete and it's just a different lifestyle, and then you pivot and you have to become an adult, and like everyone thinks that there's this like nice easy transition, and like I just don't know anyone who's had a nice easy transition.
They should have taught us that shit in school.
I know.
Yeah.
That should be a class, like how to do this stuff, how to live. As an adult,
dude, you're gonna be a dad.
Yes. We should start a class.
That's really good. Yeah, we should. Well, I don't know if we're qualified.
We're not qualified at all. Our wives probably can help us out because thank God for my wife. A lot of the shit that is taken care of, I have no idea.
When it comes to all that stuff,
it's like thank God for her because
she could be scraping money for me every month, and I would never.
I would never know.
Yeah. I get an allowance.
She goes, here. This is what you don't like, because we still kind of have like separate everything. I don't know. I mean, obviously we have everything together, but it's just like, here, this is what your half of the bills at the end of the month. Because she knows that if it was on me, there'd be people knocking at her door every month.
Oh yeah,
100%.
like water's off, gas is off. Like I don't even.
We literally tried that, and like our water got shut off.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what?
I'm just not.
What
good.
happened?
Yeah.
We
I
don't
was
have
in
any
charge
money.
of
I'm
the
like,
garbage at one point, and I'll never forget it. It might have been like sometime after Christmas, and we had the most garbage on our front lawn. Of course, boxes. The garbage can is overflowing. I have bags sitting next to it, and they never picked it up.
Yeah.
I came home from work that night. Talk about the walk of shame, going to the end of my driveway and pulling all the garbage back up to the garage because.
Dude, we have a joke one time about the garbage because I did the same thing, and I remember going. It was up in the morning, and I forgot to put the garbage out, so I'm running out there, and the garbage man, he's a really nice guy, and he's like, "Hey, dude, you got it. It's cool." He's like, "Just so you know, you're on cutoff." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I'm not supposed to pick this up." He's like, "I got you today, but you're on cutoff." I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Excuse me.
He's like,
excuse me.
You need to pay your bill. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm
It's like, can you just take a 20 right now? Are we good?
You should have just went in the house and been like, don't even tell her that you did
See, I would
that.
have cut a deal. Listen, guy.
Yeah.
You pass my house regardless.
Yeah, right.
You want to make side
No
cash?
extra- yeah,
Nobody's
right.
going to
Oh,
know that my
yeah.
4 bags are just in the
Right.
back of your truck.
Yeah.
Right, that's true.
So let's work between us.
Yeah.
I pay 60 every couple
Just
months.
look under the lid.
Here.
There's something
Yeah.
taped under
I'll
there.
give you
You're good.
45.
He'd be the best garbage man ever. Just goes around and tells people, listen, just give me the cash straight up and don't pay the bill.
Let's do it.
I'll take care of it.
I got a pickup truck.
Just throw it in the
Start
back,
my
man.
own. Yeah. Head out to the old Lake County dump off Bacon Road. Let's go.
Ian's got dumpsters,
Yeah, I got dumpsters.
at his daycares.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah, we could just go and start our own,
Yeah.
start our own
Actually,
thing.
that's what I do. Actually, that's funny. So I'm building a house right now. And so for the last 4 months now, we've been in an apartment.
Okay.
So it's been a big change for us going from a house to an apartment with the kids
Okay.
and everything. Whatever. It's been fine. But the apartment people, they were like, hey, here's what you owe for garbage. And I'm like, it was pretty expensive for what we needed,
Yeah.
right? Like, and I was like, well, can we just not? And they're like, yeah, that's fine. But what are you going to do? I'm like, well, I go to work every day. Like,
Right.
I can just go take the trash when I go. And so like, yeah, that's cool. And then like a couple months goes by and I keep getting these bills now. I'm like, you owe for the last 3 months. And like, no, that's part of the deal that we have with the apartment complex. I'm like, no. Like it was set. And so I'm still actually fighting that. But
What daycares?
so in Little Scholars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we got 7 locations around the county. Yeah.
My mom's been in the daycare industry for years, probably over 20 years, something like that. She actually worked at James's mom's.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Daycare over in
Wonderful
Concord.
place. Yeah.
Ridge Point?
Ridge Point. Yeah.
But we just scalped her.
Yeah.
Just took her out. Said,
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah.
Come on home. So
Yeah.
she's watching our youngest too, and we're
Nice.
just paying her. So because they just moved a street away from us. So
Oh, nice. That's fun.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is nice. It's convenient, man.
Well, it's just tough because with the whole COVID and everything, our daycare, they chose not to go back out in Chesterland. They chose not to go back to full capacity, which I
Right.
get 100%. It's easier for everyone, but it bumped prices a little bit higher.
Yep.
And for the 2 kids, we weren't even going to have them at both. They have 2 daycares. They wouldn't have been at the same daycare. One would have been in Chesterland, one would have been in Willoughby. And I was
Yeah.
like, Britt,
It's tough.
There's
Yeah.
no way I'm doing that in the morning.
That's tough. I'm here to tell you the
But I'm sure on your end, it's even harder because the guidelines that you guys have to go through being business owners is probably ridiculous.
it's outrageous. Like,
And dealing with parents like myself, dude,
Oh, yeah.
I'm a late payer on accident because I forget all the time. So I'm like,
I mean, we take cash, so
If you're looking for a new place.
straight cash, homie.
no, I mean,
So we can work a
has
deal
been
real
tough.
quick?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
How close are you to Chesterland?
Chesterland's actually tough.
306.
306, so
Probably the closest
Tyler,
one.
306 and Tyler, yeah, would be our closest one.
Oh, okay.
But no, like, and that's the one my kids go to. But no, it's been tough. Like, they came out and they said, you know, we're gonna shut schools down,
Right.
but not daycares.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like, now we gotta deal with a larger need. Like when it first started, like we were getting calls off, like we didn't have any room. We had
Right.
waiting lists, you know, which was good. It was chaotic and everything, but it was good. And then they were like, well, but we're going to shut daycares down.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've always tried to do the right thing, right? Like I'm a parent myself, obviously. So I've tried to do the right thing. And so it was like, all right, we're shut down. It's going to be like 2 weeks. We'll be fine. Like
Yeah.
paying my staff and not charging parents,
Yeah.
right? 2 weeks turned into 2 months,
Right.
really, really quickly. And we're like,
Can't do this much longer.
whew. And they're like, well, you can open, but you got to open at a third of the capacity. I'm like, well, it's going to cost me money to be open now.
Yeah.
Because I got to pay people. I got to, it's been really, really tough.
I bet.
Now, luckily, we set ourselves up to where we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and it's not over yet.
No.
Because now, just like you guys, I think a lot of parents, it's been, we've been dealing with this for like 9 months now,
Yeah.
10 months almost.
Getting ready to start seeing a lot of Corona babies.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Yeah, boom.
Parents.
Corona boom.
Yeah, right.
Good for people in your industry.
I don't know, though, because here's the thing. If it would have been like a month or two,
Yeah.
I think people would have gone back and just like back to normal, right?
Yeah, I agree.
10 months, people have found other options.
Like us.
You had no
your
choice.
mom, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Grandparents,
you have to
aunts,
figure it out.
uncles.
Your aunts, uncles, whatever it is. And you figure out, and we talk about like new normal all the time.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes that's the new normal.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried. I think eventually when people are working full time and
I think you'll be fine in your industry.
But we expected like by now to be back to normal operating numbers.
I agree
and it's
too.
just not even close.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
There's two industries that I think are recession proof, and it's childcare and death services.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
I know they've gotten hit hard too.
people are always getting born and people are always dying. So it's
It's yeah.
Right.
my wife wants
That's
to
always a
open,
guarantee.
my wife wants to open up a what's it called,
Like a funeral home,
a graveyard.
a graveyard.
Like dude,
Find some land.
I want nothing to do with that. She's like obsessed with it. I'm like, should I be worried?
She goes, I got this really nice long plot. It's like right up front by the entrance. Like that one's like
We're gonna specialize in
7 feet tall right there.
tall plots.
It's like
Let's not.
yeah, it's a big and tall.
Yeah, it's a big and tall. A big and tall cemetery. That's good.
Specialties.
Yeah, I definitely. Again, we didn't get hit as hard as I think like the bar and restaurant industry.
No, that's
bless her.
terrible, man.
It's terrible. It's
And look, every
so bad for
industry
them.
got hit, right? Like, so I try not to complain because we're still here. We're
Right.
going to be fine.
Yeah.
But definitely a rough year.
Some
Like,
people aren't.
Yeah, right.
Some people
There's a
aren't
lot
gonna
of
be
people
fine.
that didn't make it.
Lost their businesses. It's terrible.
I mean, I know a lot of daycares that went out of business. You know.
Yeah.
There was 3 in Chesterland.
Yeah.
Only 1 survived.
Yeah. I mean,
And you're still not out yet.
no.
No.
That's the crazy thing. It's like it got so much worse.
Right.
Because I mean, we're looking good. Like summertime was like, all right, we might be coming out of this. It's looking okay. You know, the bars were open back up.
Yeah.
And then boom,
Well, and I think
curfews and
I think that what people forget too is, or I mean, not even forget. Why would you know if you're not in the business? But like I'm not. Our industry isn't something where it's like if you're not feeling well, go home and like we're fine. Like when I have people, and of course I'm not telling them to come in, but like if I have people that aren't feeling well, they stay home. I got to close a room down.
Right.
I got to make a phone call to 10 different parents and be like, hey, I can't take care of your kids today. Right. Like, and especially we're trying not to cross contaminate. We're trying not to put people in classrooms they're not usually in.
Man.
Like it's
How difficult.
Wait, seriously, I've been thinking about
logistics.
Yeah, you don't think about that kind of stuff. Because like I used to go to work. Like if I say I was sick, and we'll say a sinus infection, like I could easily stay home, but I would always go to work. And that's kind of a dick move. Because I mean, I could possibly get somebody sick, but at the same time, before this whole thing,
you didn't think about
nobody thought about that kind of stuff.
Expected to.
You know, I was like, I'm coming in, whatever. Now
you say
I
vacation
sneeze
days
at
for
my
vacation.
desk, and I'm getting. People are getting ready
What
to
do you
quarantine the office.
What are you doing?
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, go home. It's like
Right.
I'm fine. I just have I have allergies.
Yeah, there's a dust particle that has flown into my face.
Yeah. I'm
How
sorry.
dare you.
I have a
Natural
scratchy throat.
reaction.
Yeah.
How dare you react like
Get the
that?
hell out of here.
Oh my god,
Dude, I deal with a lot of construction guys. I'm in sales now I deal with plumbers, construction guys, stuff like that. And these guys are difficult because, I mean, I walk into a lot of offices and they're like, take your mask off, you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, come on, guy. I was like, I kind of like supposed to wear them, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I had a lady one time just yakking along. Take that off. Who do you think? Take that off. Are you afraid of a cold? And I'm like,
Yeah, kind of.
I'm
Yeah.
afraid of you.
Yeah, you're terrifying.
I'm like, geez, Louise. But you know, then you get other people who meet you out on the street.
yeah, yeah.
So it's It's crazy because everyone's so
Everyone's got
different.
an opinion.
Because when it first started, I was very
Skeptical of the whole thing, or
I'm a very skeptical person.
yeah.
Okay, I will stay away from some of these topics. But I was worried because my wife was pregnant. We were getting ready, and she didn't want. We obviously did not want her to get it. We didn't want to bring in the home because there was nothing. Nobody knew what would happen to a pregnant woman with a kid get it.
Right.
Like, you didn't know.
Still don't know.
Right. And there was talks of me not even being allowed to go in for the delivery and everything like that. So we were being really careful. And then once I hit a point in the summer, I was like, I'm done. I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't do this no more. So we were hanging out with a lot of our neighbors, because they were all staying home too. We got a really close group of neighbors. So that saved us. We were, and then winter hit, and then the surge of all this stuff hit. But then the neighbor across the street got it. And I was like, crap,
Yeah.
But very mild. I mean, it was like she had a cold for a couple of days. And now I'm at the point where I'm just like, I'm done. 21, I can't do this no more.
I know, man.
Tough.
Like, I'll wear my mask to go in the store if you want. That's fine. I don't care. But let's go.
I know.
I can't do this no more.
It's so tough. Like, the mask thing. At first I was like, this is ridiculous. Then I did it. I'm like, it's easy. I'm in the store for a few minutes.
Well, that's the
it's
thing.
whatever,
It's like,
right?
Does it help? I don't know. Maybe, probably. To what degree? Who knows?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't care. But I'm not going to be one of those jerks who's like, I'm not going to wear
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing is, what are you gaining by just being that loud? Like,
Sure, right,
Like,
exactly.
You're allowed to have your own opinion.
Right.
I really
Absolutely.
don't give a shit what your opinion
Listen,
is.
I wear
Like,
glasses
Go
a lot,
for it.
and a lot of times I just wear it under my nose, right?
Because you could fog constantly.
fog,
Dude,
yeah.
I've had,
I stopped wearing sunglasses all the time because I'm like, if you're like walking into a store, like
Yeah.
you're somewhere and it's like just fogging up, I'm like, I can't.
I had a
deal with
lady
this crap.
following me one time. This is months ago. I go, ma'am, you have a mask on. You think you're protected. You've been following me for 3 aisles. Please, just leave me alone. And she's like, well, you should. I go, stay away from me then.
Yeah, it's a store. It's a big place.
And I go, you're 5. And I told, ma'am, you're 5'1". I'm 6'8".
It's going right above your head. There, you're
You know
good.
what? I got hot breath. Like, it'll rise. Don't worry.
Just
Yeah.
don't worry about me. Leave me alone.
I don't see. I don't have a problem with it. Like, if I'll stay away from people if I have to. I told him the story. I was at a Circle K. We went to the Country Lights over at what's that place called?
Kyle Gotti Fairgrounds.
Farm Park.
Farm Parks.
Oh yeah, we've been
yeah.
there.
So I go to the Circle K.
On the corner of 6 and 306.
Yeah, and I walk in there and I'm grabbing a drink. Kids and the wife are in the car, and I hear this guy having a conversation with the cashier, and the cashier's like, "Hey man, how's your wife?" He's like, "Oh, she's not doing too good. She's real sick." He's like, "The fever's bad, this and that." And I look over at this guy. He's at the lottery ticket machine.
No mask.
No mask, and he's just screaming. I'm like, slowly start backing up.
Drop your
I'm like, dude, come on, man.
That's ignorant.
Like, obviously your wife has it,
Right.
and you're out in public, and you're not even wearing a mask. I mean, the point of the mask is what, to protect other people, correct? I mean, like that's the thing. Like, it's not
Yeah.
stopping stuff from.
yeah.
Right.
I mean,
right.
to a degree,
Yeah.
it's going to help
to a degree,
but
but
you're
like-
actually protecting other people by wearing it. I think is the whole thing.
If you had something, right?
Yeah, but that guy, come on, man.
That's ignorant, right?
If you're gonna go out, then put a mask
yeah.
on.
I mean, at the end of the day,
That kind of stuff is
the
like,
whole-
okay, man.
I get it.
The whole thing has taught me, like, or at least what I see out of it is like, just be a decent person.
Right.
Like,
Right.
have your own opinion. I don't care.
Yeah.
Talk about it on social media, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really care. Like, if that's how you
See, me and
entertain yourself, whatever, that's fine.
me and my wife she's here. I'm here on it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I mean, dude, we didn't bring in groceries.
it's not.
for like 3
I was
days.
doing that
Remember
too.
that shit? Like,
Then I got to a point. I was like, "What am I doing right now?"
I know. I'm like,
It would take me like 45 minutes to wipe everything down. I'm like,
we had
this is
mail
a joke.
sitting on our in our garage for
Same
like 3
Amazon
days at a time.
boxes,
Yeah,
just
you can't
leaving
open
it-
them right
yeah.
away. Yeah, you gotta let them.
well, think about that at the beginning. Like, I remember I come home from work and like
take
Liz is
your
like, "Oh, I saw
clothes off.
something on Facebook. You should do this." I'm like in the garage taking off
Yep.
like my jacket. I have my
know.
belt taking that off. I'm like,
too.
no shoes. I'm like, what? Then I have to walk into the house and change right away. Go take a shower. I'm
Yep.
like,
Dude,
I took a shower every time I came home.
No,
for
we
a
had to
while.
deal with, which was really, really tough, with a newborn. So my father-in-law, he got deathly ill. Not with COVID though. He had caught Legionnaire's disease.
oh,
Oh,
jeez.
jeez.
Which turned into sepsis, pneumonia. I mean, dude,
Shit.
he got knacked with everything. At one point, in the middle of the night, she got called saying, "Come down." You know, this is it.
Yeah.
You know, so he was in a coma for. I could be getting this wrong with how many. It seemed like eternity, but I mean, he was in a medically induced coma for like over 20 days.
Damn.
So she was going to the ICU at Metro, like the mecca of
Yes.
COVID, and I'm at home with 3 kids. So I mean, she was coming home and like taking off clothes off in the garage, showering immediately. And then for like 3 weeks at home, she was wearing a mask in the house.
Yeah.
And I kept telling him like I don't. If you don't want to, just take it off, dude. It's like it's all right. I don't care. I'm like, take it off, you know. But she was like worried about the kids, and that. I mean, I started thinking about that for a while. I'm like, wow, there's no way in hell I would have ever done that.
Right.
So I was like, man, that was crazy that she did that.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
I refuse to go to the hospital for anything. Like when I mean, that's different. It's like it's her dad. I mean, I get that.
Oh yeah.
You know.
So like her brother. I mean, he lives in Columbus, and her other sister lives in Chicago. So I mean, like them having to come home, they're all staying at the mom's house. I mean, for the first couple weeks, they were all afraid to stay together.
Yeah.
I mean, as they should have. I mean, because of the way everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were telling you, everything that the news was
And that's
saying.
the thing is you can only go based off the information that we're given.
So we didn't know what to do. So I mean, it was terrible because they're dealing with losing their father, and they're also wanting to be together, hug, console each other, and they couldn't.
Yeah.
They were staying at different places. I mean, it was ridiculous, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like
And then I was a single dad of 3 every night. For
and that's something in itself right there.
Especially with a baby. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you
who was
older kids
breastfeeding. Right? And who had never taken a nipple. So I had to now introduce that with 2 other kids at home. Dude.
And I'm here to tell you, a 5-year-old, I mean, they might be able to help a little bit,
They
but
don't help a
not
lot.
Yeah,
really.
maybe for a few things. They'll get a couple things for you, and they're like,
Go
yeah,
get a
I'm
They
off.
can turn the TV on for them.
Go get a diaper. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, go get it.
It got to
And then
the
they
point,
forget.
It got to the point where I was just like, listen, y'all could go in the other room. I'll stay in here with the screaming kid. Just don't
Have at it.
I keep telling Riley, just don't let your brother get hurt.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we can't be going to the hospital right now.
No, and we had to take him to the hospital. I have my son's, he's wicked, dude. He's straight up just wicked.
Second born, right?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
We've talked about that. It's
Yeah.
second born is
second
just they're feral. They're crazy.
The difference between a boy and a girl too,
Oh, yeah.
it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
To a point. My daughter's pretty crazy, but my son is a whole different level. If you can climb it,
Yeah.
if you can jump it, if you can break it,
Yeah.
he's
Finds a
doing
way.
it.
Do it.
He got over the summer. He got up on my golf cart, and it's got like a 6-inch lift kit on it. Right, so I mean it's higher up. The seat I measured, it's 36 inches up.
Okay, yeah.
He dove right off, head first, right onto the cement. Shredded his face.
Yeah.
Had to go to the ER. Right in the middle of the whole pandemic.
Yeah. Like this is the last place we want to be.
Oh, dude, and then they wouldn't let me in.
Oh, that's tough.
For one parent, and he's looking at me, and I'm now I'm an irate father.
Right.
F you guys, I'm coming in. You ain't holding back. Somehow I knew the security guard. I played basketball with this kid. He's like, Leasure, get out of here. Are you really going to make me arrest you right now? Like, you can try. I'm going back. Fuck you guys. I'm going back. But fuck you guys. It's my son. He's like, dude, he's got a scratched head right now. Like, yeah, you're right. I'll go sit in the car.
Yeah. Maybe I'll chill out. I get it though,
He's
man.
like, here's a water. Go relax.
Right.
Yeah.
Oof. That would be rough though. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, because he didn't love me. He was beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's tough though. You
It
see your
looked
little
bad.
guy.
Yeah, it's my dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, this thing has made us all deal with some wild stuff.
I have to definitely get some type of surgery to get this. Well, it's going to be easy, but they have to squeeze the scar tissue out of my finger. So what I did was I cut myself bad, like right at the start of the pandemic.
Ugh.
And I'm like, I mean, the skin
remember.
peeled off my knuckle, and I could see into my hand, and I'm like, or my finger. I'm like, okay, I gotta. Liz like, you should go to the hospital. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I just wrapped it up as
old
tight as I
duct
could, and just it healed. But
Did you go duct tape or painter's tape?
I had electrical tape. It was the closest thing I could find.
That's good. A little elasticity.
Yeah,
to
so
it.
I got I threw a paper towel on it. I washed it out a bunch, and then it healed fine. I got a little infected,
There you go.
but it's just now it hurts like hell, and there's like a little bump there, and
Dad hack, right, real quick.
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
You want a dad hack? I got something for you.
yeah, dad hack it right at the start.
Pack it with cayenne pepper.
Seriously,
Stop it.
Dude,
kills everything.
heals it immelittle. I
How
guarantee.
Is this
terrible!
some kind of European like?
Yeah, this is what they taught you when you get a cut.
No, a little bit.
Did you actually translate it correctly?
So
or
I got a good. Where is it? Right here. Same thing happened a couple years ago. I was holding my daughter, and I opened up a buck knife and tried to cut something, and I slit. We were on vacation. Slit it real. I mean, to the bone, right? And I was like, "Crap! I need cayenne pepper." My
Never heard anybody say that.
Everyone was like, "What is wrong with you?" Stop it! My dad's like, "Come on, dude. What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Nah, for real." Like cayenne pepper, right? So I packed it, and I got it for some guy who was riding horses around the property we were staying. I don't know. He brought it over in a little container, and they're like, "Did you really find cayenne pepper?" Like, absolutely. I wrapped it up. I shit you not.
It's good.
Next day, it was
How
already.
terrible was it putting cayenne pepper in
burns.
open
It
cut?
burns terribly.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, I don't know what it is. There's like healing agents in it.
I gotta
get-
look this up.
Natural.
I mean, I believe you, but I still gotta look it up. I want to know. Like,
Okay, well,
Straight
next
up,
time.
yeah. That and this is a European one. That's from old Grandpa Leasure.
Yeah.
okay.
Lived in Collinwood. He fell off an old wooden ladder one time. Took one of the steps. The spokes went right through his thigh completely. All he did was pack with cayenne pepper.
come on.
Healed it completely. Never.
That's
went,
amazing.
Dude, never.
How
Guy
tough
was
were
70,
men?
74.
How tough were men before?
Seriously though, man.
100%. So it's like if he could pack his leg, I'm
Yeah.
gonna pack my finger.
All right. Yeah.
Seriously. But
Okay. That's
good
another
enough for me.
European one, I got. I broke my nose my first year playing ball over there, and they take me to the hospital or whatever. They snap it back, and then they get tubes of toothpaste. Just start lubing my face up. I'm like, what is going on? Like it'll stop the swelling or the bruising. You won't look like a raccoon tomorrow. Didn't get any bruising.
Really?
Now, do you remember, like in high school, they said if you had a hickey, they said put toothpaste on
Yeah,
it.
same thing. I don't know. I wasn't a freak like you. Clearly,
I didn't do it. Yeah. That's what I heard, man.
Mr. Hickey over here.
That's what I heard.
That daggone. Okay.
Well, hold on a second on those.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have to. Because you know dads are always getting careless and getting injured. Well, you know me. I'm always getting injured.
Cayenne pepper and toothpaste.
I'm going to go back. There you go.
That's the episode title.
Cayenne pepper and toothpaste.
There you go. I swear, dude. I still keep some cayenne pepper at the
I'm
house.
going to now.
I haven't thrown it on the kids yet.
Yeah.
There hasn't been something serious, and I don't know if I do it on any of them. It'll be my son because to me, I'm like, all right, you're a boy. You're gonna take this.
Right.
Like if you start crying, we'll be okay. My wife will kill me probably because she just despises the cayenne pepper trick. But I'm
I can't imagine
it's-
why.
I mean, I healed up completely.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, if
So-
it works, it works.
It works.
I mean, if you want, let's cut that thing
Yeah,
open.
so all we have to do is, so apparently all you do and get the scar tissue out is you got to cut it and just squeeze it, and it just oozes out apparently.
Let's do it.
I kind of want to do it myself. And we'll get some cayenne pepper. We'll do it on the show.
Straight up. Straight
I
up.
promise I won't cry. The pepper's burning my eyes, I swear, man.
You gotta get
Stuff's
good.
potent.
You gotta get good pepper too.
You got to get the good stuff.
Yeah, don't.
You can't get that crap off the shelf at the,
You can go to Giant Eagle. Just don't buy Giant Eagle's
You gotta
brand.
Yeah.
find the guy with the horses. He's got the goods.
He's out in PA.
go find that guy. He's got the good stuff.
Rolling Acres Farm, dude.
I'll remember. Hey, I cut myself. Were you going to the hospital? No.
Rolling Acres.
Going to
Farm.
Rolling Acres. Got to get some cayenne.
Go out to PA.
She's like, okay.
Yeah, just gotta pack up for a little bit.
Seems weird, but
Get my husband committed. He's losing his mind here.
Yeah, be okay.
Yeah.
oh man, that's crazy.
Okay,
Huh.
well,
All right, well, it's
noted.
Good to know.
I'm gonna give it a try. Yeah, I think I could try that on Ben. My
you
son
could,
Ben,
yeah.
he's 3. That kid is the same thing. He's nuts and he's
Yeah.
getting hurt all the time. He's already got he has. So real quick, so he had heart surgery when he was born,
Yeah,
and then
I've listened to
yeah,
multiple episodes.
so like he's just
God bless you for going through all that
just scars everywhere. Thank you.
stuff. That's amazing.
And the kid's amazing. He's perfectly fine now. But yeah, he's got stitches in his eyebrow. He smacked his head on my dad's the fireplace. Stitches in his eyebrow already. The kid is he's one probably I would try with cayenne pepper. I feel like he likes hot stuff too. So probably start eating it
Yeah.
too. The kid loves
second
spicy food.
So does Sloan. Like my daughter,
Jalapeno
she loves
everything.
spicy stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, she's
My
3.
boy will try like buffalo wings, stuff like that. But I haven't let him get too hot.
For Christmas, I
Yeah,
got
nothing crazy.
Not yet.
Just a little spicy.
So for Christmas, I got my wife got me a bunch of beef jerky. Like she found this new place or whatever. It's like all like local stuff. I was like, hey, this is awesome, you know. So I got like a bunch of rubs and I got like a meatloaf mix, and I like doing that kind of stuff, you know. So she got me 2 things of beef jerky. One was like regular whatever, and then the other one was like this habanero, honey habanero.
That sounds good.
So it's like sweet and heat, you know.
That sounds real good.
And so I was saving that one for myself.
That's what you thought.
Yeah.
And I come downstairs the other day, and Sloan just got this bag open,
Smash it.
fucking smash it. I mean, and by the way, the meat is like bright red. Like they put some spice in that.
Yeah,
you know
it.
And so I tried one. I was like, it's got heat. Like it's not outrageous, but it's got heat.
Yeah.
My son takes a little piece. He's like, oh, I want some beef jerky. I'm like, I don't think you're gonna like that one, bud. He's like, water. And Sloan's just sitting there.
Isn't it weird how what they eat and what they won't eat?
Oh,
So insane.
blows my mind.
It's ridiculous.
I'll say this: my kids love vegetables, which is great, and fruit. But like, I make some good food, and they won't
know.
touch it. I'm
Same
like, dude,
way.
if you just try this, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
So
No.
my
I'm
son,
like, fine,
my
here's a
son
cucumber.
eats everything in the world, absolutely everything. My daughter used to. I have to lie. I tell her everything's chicken up,
That's I tell her everything's chicken.
and she still last night. So she loves chicken nuggets. We'll love chicken tenders. Last night there was something wrong with the chicken tenders we got. She pulled off every piece of breading and just ate the chicken.
At least she still ate the chicken though.
I would eat the breading.
But there's
I would've
nothing
too.
really left. Oh,
It's so good.
I
Scoop
put it
it
in a
in.
bowl, put hot sauce and ranch over
Yep,
it with
they're
some
good to
cheese.
go, man. All I need is the
That's a really
breading.
nice snack.
Yeah.
That's, I'm not worried about that. So it's kind of nice getting a second meal, but it just
It's so weird how they are about food sometimes, man.
Well, and how quickly it changes too.
Yeah.
Like my son when we introduced pizza to him, we got a video somewhere where he was like, when he tried pizza the first time, he was like, I'm like, that's my boy. you
Yeah.
know? And it was always cheese pizza, like most kids, right? All of a sudden, like we got a cheese pizza, and he's like, "Well, I wanted pepperoni." I'm like, "Dude, you've never even had pepperoni." Like,
Yeah, but I want it.
He's like, "Well, I'm not eating this." I'm like, well, "Don't eat them, bro. I don't know what to tell you." You know. So then, like the next time,
go to bed hungry.
right. So the next time, I was like, "All right, let's get a pepperoni pizza." I don't want that. I'm like, "Oh my god, dude, you are
Sam's
so difficult. Why?"
with pizza. My son Sam will eat. So he's my 5-year-old. He'll eat pizza and then he gets like halfway done, and he sees there's sauce on it. All of a sudden, he hates any sauce.
I know.
He goes, "I don't
man.
want sauce on it." I'm like, "You ate you ate a whole piece and then half of this one, and they both had sauce on it." I'm like, "You like spaghetti, right?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm like, that's the same thing. It's the sauce." He's like, "Don't want it." I'm like, "Okay, well,
Whatever, bro.
screw you, man. I'll eat it." I'm always eating their leftovers.
Oh yeah.
It's
Like if we get pizza and I see that they've only eaten half a piece, I'm like, jackpot.
game time.
That's all me.
Game
Yeah.
time.
You can be like, "Nah, I'm
Round two.
gonna hold off. I'm good. I don't need another slice."
Yeah.
And then I'll clean up though.
Banking on the
You
kids.
got to incorporate.
You're gonna I got my wife's crust.
Yep.
I got the kids
Dipping it in
one bite out
ranch.
of it.
Everything. I got a nice mixture of sauces.
Yep, just dip it all in there. Good to go, man.
Honey, take the kids in the back.
Yeah, I'll do
I
the
got cleaned
dishes.
Yeah. Always. Yeah.
I'll do the dishes
Throw them
tonight.
all in the old garbage. disposal.
Yep. That's a great nickname for myself.
Oh yeah.
I'm the
Garbage
same
My
way.
dad
disposal.
used to call me.
Yeah.
Right. It's hard to battle a good diet
Oh yeah.
because my kids, I try to make them eat as good as possible, but they don't.
Yeah.
You know, they love McDonald's. I'm not gonna lie and say
Yeah, seriously, man. That's what we're getting for lunch for my son's birthday because that's what he wants. So
right. I remember my dad just made a comment the other day because they just got an air fryer, and we started talking about air fryers, toaster ovens, blah blah blah. And he's like, "Remember when back at the condo when you only had Riley and you guys wouldn't use microwaves?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Pussy." It's like, God damn it. I was like, "You're right." I was like,
that's another thing too. With the first kid, you're up there like, I'm gonna
man.
puree all these fruit and
Baby
vegetables.
bullet.
Yeah.
Yep,
You're
we
like,
had the
and they're
baby bullet. We had
only
all these
organic,
recipes.
fresh everything.
We were trying. We would do the organic milk and all that stuff. Now I'm just like,
Yep.
Whatever they'll eat.
$6 for a gallon of organic milk, or
$2.50.
yeah. Let's go to Costco.
Yeah.
We'll
Right.
get the
Seriously
big one.
though,
I mean,
it changes fast.
It does. Now the third one, you know.
Yeah, it's like that would,
she's only 6-7 months old. I'm already
she's
like,
just getting leftovers.
I'm just throwing.
Whatever.
My wife's like, stop. She can't have that. I'm like, why? Who said that?
yeah, doesn't matter.
Yeah, they used to be swaddled to a certain age. I was like, now the swaddling's not good. I'm like, let her suck on this chicken wing. She'll be all right.
As long as she's happy, we're good.
No, dude, my son, chugs beer. Chugs it, right? My wife's like, stop, he's gonna be alcoholic. I'm like, he's gonna be alcoholic. Like, it's to the point where he looks at me like when I have a beer, and he's like, where's mine? I mean, dude, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm like, yeah, maybe this should stop. Because it started like, yo, take a swig of Dad's beer.
it's funny. Yeah, right.
No,
you
You
get
expect
the
him to be like,
picture. Right.
He gets a cup of that beer. I'm like, all right, we're gonna have to stop. So I'll tell him it's beer. Hey, put like a little thing of orange juice or like some water in a cup. He'll take a sip. I want beer.
oh man,
I'm trying. It's
you're
not
like, you
good.
see yourself in him.
And it's good beer. That's where I screwed up.
Yeah.
My dad used to leave us Jenny cream ale.
Oh, dude, cream ale. I remember that.
Dude, disgusting.
So
yeah,
bad.
It's not good.
I mean, this kid's drinking Conway's Irish Ale. Christmas ale.
Conway's just came back out.
That's what I'm saying. He just had his first nip of it. This kid's spoiled, man. He's drinking good
He drinks
stuff.
the best beer.
It's not good.
My son Ben's first beer was IPA at the zoo.
Oh,
remember that?
that was hilarious.
I had one. I
That'll
set
man
it
a kid
down,
up real quick.
yeah.
and I put it down like in his cup holder because I was trying to fix
It's a Halloween time, right?
Yeah, because we went to
Yeah.
the zoo for that boo at the zoo, and I was helping my other son with a shoe or something. They're both in a stroller.
Yeah.
I go to grab my beer, and Ben's got it. He's just dumping it on his face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. And then another time he drank wine at his birthday party.
There you
Yeah.
go.
People
How'd he deal with wine?
He was happy.
Yeah.
So somebody
Never let
so we
the
had the
kid go
solo
wine
cups,
yet.
and the cups were sitting on the tables, and he was just grabbing cups and drinking them.
Yeah.
And he got one of the girls, one of
Yeah.
my wife's friends, wine, and he drank that down.
Yeah.
Sloan finished off some
good
bourbon
Lord,
on
man.
New Year's.
Bourbon.
Yeah.
That's
so
solid.
so it wasn't. All right, to be fair, it
Was it a
more
mix?
water than anything.
Okay.
So my
Ice melted
It
a
was
little bit.
yeah. It was. I don't know whose it was. It wasn't mine, obviously, but it was left out on the table, and it was
Okay.
mostly. But I'm sitting over there looking at her.
Yeah.
What'd
Yeah,
she do?
I'm
She
I'm like, all right, this is.
she
Yeah,
react?
it's bourbon. No, she was fine.
Oh God.
Took a 6-hour nap, but she
Yeah.
was fine.
Those second born man, those
Well,
are
it
gonna
was
be the
like late,
troublemakers,
right?
man. They're gonna
Yeah,
be
I know, right?
those ones you have to watch.
100%.
It's hilarious. And look, like all that kind of stuff, like
I can
it's
remember
okay, right?
every home video growing up. I'm doing something with my dad. He's got his beer.
Yep.
And I would have a glass of beer sitting right next to me as well. Just a little one, you know. So I'm helping him hammer to put the floor in, whatever.
Yeah.
But this is what it is. Little beers. Like our pediatrician, I think, when we were having Riley, she had 3 boys, and she was like, "Oh yeah, my 3-year-old loves beer." And like I remember that. My wife's like, she never said that. I was like, I swear. She says, no, you're like, you want her to say that.
Yeah, you didn't pick out anything else they said. They could have been saying all kinds of important. No, she said something about beer in there.
I swear she said that. I was like, no, I don't think she did.
She blocked that part out, but that's what you picked up.
Yeah. If a professional said it,
Yeah, right.
he's
right.
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Beer never hurt anybody.
Nah,
It's fine,
It's
right?
okay.
Like it's fun. It's funny to see.
Moderation,
Like,
yeah.
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 I remember being young.
I mean, if they start asking
Being at a
for it,
campfire.
maybe
well, there. I'll have to step back. I've already
start to
realized.
ask for a beer instead of juice. Like,
At least in the fridge, you hear a can crack open. You're like, what was that?
It's not good.
He's sitting in front of the TV.
It's not good.
Dad,
Not
game's
good.
I
on.
just bought a 6-pack.
Yeah.
Where's my beer?
He's finding empty cans under his bed.
Rick's in the back polishing off a 6er.
Dad, game's on.
Yeah, God.
Dad, you're late. What the hell?
Got one for you. Take a seat. You're like, this is awesome
I
and terrible.
Made a mistake.
Fucked up.
What was the first alcohol you got drunk on?
Probably some type of like, what was it, the aftershock or something like that. Remember those I think it had like the rock
red one or
candy.
the blue one?
I think it was red, and I think it
What
had like
was
the
the
rock
blue
candy
one?
inside of it.
Wasn't it? Didn't they have a red one
Hypnotic?
and a blue one?
Hypnotic.
Well, I
Oh,
know
hypnotic, I remember.
Dude,
But
I
the
still try to
aftershock
bring that
didn't-
home, and my wife's like, "Get it out of the house."
I just saw
can't imagine
I
what
saw
that
it the other
tastes
day
like.
at the store, and I was
love
like,
Is it good?
I just take a whole bottle down.
Come on.
I swear.
it's like juice.
Dude,
All right.
I used to love it,
I
I
did.
remember drinking
but
it.
I
yeah.
also grew up in Painesville, so that's
Yeah.
what we did.
I
you know?
got.
But the same thing with like hypnotic. Like when we were in like college, it was like that was in the rap songs. Like that's the
Right,
shit. Like, you want to make
right.
sure you get a bottle of
Yeah,
hypnotic when
yeah,
you go out. Like that
absolutely.
was it was badass. Show up to a party with a bottle of hypnotic. You're like,
I mean, it's no
Blue.
different.
It was blue.
it was blue. The bottle was awesome.
Yeah.
It's no different than like Fireball now. Like that's today's Fireball.
Well, that's basically
Probably.
it's just sugar.
that's what the
Can't
aftershock I think
stand
was.
Fireball. Can't do
It's
it.
gross.
No, I can't. That was like the only thing people were doing. Like you would be at the bar and like, oh, we got a round of shots.
My
What
wife's
is it?
Still obsessed with it.
And before that,
Chug
it
it
was
down.
what was the one before that everyone was drinking? Can't remember
Four
now.
Loco.
Oh yeah, Four Loco and
Listen, we lived through Four Loco.
Four Loco, the original Four Loco was
dude.
insane.
Are we immune to COVID-19?
That's I think so.
I
If you
think
drank
so.
four, if you
If
drink
you
the
drink the
original Four
original-
Loco, you're good.
Dude.
We played beer pong with it.
So do we.
Yeah, and it
I
was.
remember
I remember
So
like,
potent, you didn't have to worry about any germs on the ball.
no, you're good. It's just
Second,
yeah.
balls melting in the cup.
I mean, people were dying from Four Locos.
I literally.
Those were wicked.
I
I've
remember
never
we went
been-
to go see Joe Rosa, Mr. VIP
man, those
in
were
Lakewood.
bad.
Do you remember that? He
Yeah.
was doing a show. So our buddy, he used
Yeah.
to do some wrestling.
Okay.
And his shows were so freaking fun.
Backyard
They were a
wrestling
blast,
stuff.
man.
It was like
It's awesome.
It's amateur pro wrestling, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yes,
so
yes.
It was fun.
big events and everything. Like, but they're doing them at like bars or like
Yeah.
small venues. And
I love
so
stuff like that.
Everyone's just rowdy and like everything's so cheap. And we would go there. And I remember we were driving to Lakewood and we had like we pounded like 4 of those freaking things on the way from here to Lakewood.
Yeah.
Like, that's only a 30-minute drive.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason we were pounding 4 Locos like that. We got into the bar, and I remember I was just fucking spinning
There's no reason to have four Locos
in
regardless.
a night. Yeah.
Ever.
Or
And-
in a month.
And I would I would go away. Like I was like out of body experience on that stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Those were wicked.
Was that when I tried to drive home, and you were like, maybe you shouldn't? No, that was
that was
Summer Brew that we were
yeah, summer brew.
drinking. Yeah.
Ian's like he's got it's like
Summer Brew's like, what do they call it?
you pour like a handle of vodka in there.
It's like vodka and
And then like a case of
Everclear
beer and like
or
all
case
kinds
beer.
of
Put all this
liquor,
shit
and then you put
together.
juice in there, like fruit juice.
Oh, like a jungle
You-
juice.
yeah, jungle juice.
Yeah.
And we were playing beer pong with that. We were drinking, and Ian had just
God.
moved back from like Vegas at the time,
Yeah,
and he's getting into his car, and he's got his keys, and he's like, "All right, man, I'm getting out of here." I'm like, "No, you're not driving."
Yeah.
And then he turns around, pukes, and goes, "Maybe you're right."
Puke and rally, dude.
He goes, "Maybe you're right," and hands me his keys. I'm like, "Thank you." And I think he walked home.
Yeah, probably.
The old
That was
puke
my
and
move.
key. The old puke and key grab is
Yeah,
solid,
man.
dude.
That was my move, though, walking home. Terrible move.
He would walk home from
dude,
bars,
So I was
people's
a,
houses.
I was a walker when I would drink. How far? What was the longest you ever walked?
Probably when I did Toast
to Morley.
to Morley. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah,
That's
I
a
did-
good walk.
So
and there's
I
no
was-
sidewalks.
No, I was walking down 20.
Wow.
84.
I told him too, because he would say it all the time, like I'm walking, because he would get
Yeah.
pissed and he was just tired and didn't want to be there anymore. And he would always say, I'm out of here. And like a lot of times he was just fucking around. And,
Right.
like he would just hang out. There's a lot of times we would walk, but this time at Toast, I'm like, he's not walking. I told everybody, I'm like, just leave him alone. We're getting ready to leave and he's gone.
It's gone.
And then we show up at his house and he's just there, like on the couch.
And it was in the winter too.
Yeah. It's like January, February.
Dude, I walked one time from Coventry all the way down Mayfield Road into Lyndhurst. My buddy lived in Lyndhurst.
Wow.
I don't know
Why?
how
Why do we do that?
just left. Probably put down a couple black and milds on the
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah. I mean, just,
The old wood tips, you know?
when you're done, you're done. You
Dude,
got
I
to
was
go.
Just
Yeah.
worked over. I don't remember walking that far.
Yeah.
Somebody could have picked me up and dropped me off, but there was nobody around. I walked.
Luckily, it wasn't the cops.
Yeah.
Who
I may have had
knows?
that happen too.
Yeah,
but
you know that
anyway.
one. That's another one where I told
Oh,
people
yeah.
not to worry because I figured you weren't walking home.
Yeah, that was it.
My brother's wedding.
And he wasn't walking home. The cops took him home.
Yeah, He made it about 100 yards away from the hotel we
Yeah,
were
I
at,
didn't make it far.
and he like fell asleep in a ditch like at
They
91.
snagged him. That's a good one.
That's a good time. Yeah, that was a day. That was a night that you shouldn't have been doing anything.
No, that was July 4th, 2008. Yep.
Oh
yep.
God,
Yeah.
I missed
Good
July
times.
4th. We still have pretty big bangers. In
I love
Yeah.
July 4th.
It's so
I'm
much fun.
I'm a pretty big pyro.
So
I
see.
actually just lit off a ton on New Year's.
Nice.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Like I guess there was a ton. I could hear them.
Yeah.
I saw a video. I can't remember where it was, but they showed all the amateur fireworks on New Year's, and it was just amazing. Like there was cars parked like in this area, like on the freeway, because there were so many fireworks. It was just amazing what it
Really?
looked like. Yeah, it was a really cool video. I will have to look that up.
You know what's amazing? So living in different countries. So I lived in my first year I played in France. I did a season there, and then I did 3 seasons down in Uruguay in South America, and then obviously went on tour with the Globetrotters. So I've been in over 30 countries.
That's awesome.
With the Globetrotters, though, we did a obviously I was on the Generals. So it was
Yeah.
Blessed with the white skin. So I was a professional loser. That goes good on resumes, right? But we played a military tour. We played at every military base.
Oh, really?
Over
that's
in
sweet.
Europe and the Middle East. It was pretty sweet.
Where'd you in the Middle East? What you remember? What bases you went to? Or yeah,
the one that stuck out the most to me was in Germany, Ramstein.
okay, yeah,
So it was just massive. It was
yeah.
an Air Force
It's
base.
huge.
I mean, they had their own.
It's like
mall.
another country.
Yeah, I mean,
Inside of a country.
It was
Yeah.
huge. It was crazy. But that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Doing all that. So, but getting to see the different traditions that they do on different holidays and the firework things. Being such a huge firework guy, on New Year's Eve, everyone goes up on the roofs in Uruguay and lights off fireworks.
Oh, that's sweet.
And it is, I mean, for miles.
That'd be pretty
It's
cool to
one
see.
of the coolest things you could see. I mean, it was just amazing.
That's pretty awesome.
So that's why on New Year's Eve I always try to do fireworks, just because
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
Brings you back.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the coolest thing I've ever
Yeah.
witnessed. It was just so sweet.
Huh?
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
That'd be pretty
It's
amazing to
cold
see.
here, so that's probably why we've never really
Tough.
done it.
It
like
is.
as a
It
all
was-
the time type
yeah,
of thing.
it's very cold. Like down
Yeah.
there, because they're that's summer because everything's reversed. And
Right.
it's on the equator, so I mean that's
Yeah,
summer down
beautiful,
there at
yeah.
that point. But it was pretty cool to see. That.
Yeah,
That is cool seeing different like traditions. And I remember I lived in Japan
wild.
for a few years.
Yeah.
And like I say I lived in Japan. In reality I lived in Okinawa, which
Right.
the island is really small and there's 8 military bases on there.
Right.
So it's
Pretty
literally
Americanized.
more I think it's actually more US soil than
U.S. soil is.
Japan.
Yeah.
But well, right, yeah.
At this point,
But like you would go out in town and,
Right.
and take in some culture and things like that, and you would see just like I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good example, but like just like customs of how you eat and how you go in and talk with somebody.
Yeah.
Like I love that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so
I really got into it. I didn't come home for Christmas for. I mean, I was there for years, man. Down in Uruguay. I mean, I was there for a while. I mean, I loved it down there. It was, but Europe, same thing, man. I love the small town feels and the Christmas markets. Oh my God, over in Europe.
really,
Oh my gosh, are they amazing?
Yeah.
Just, I mean, it's like TV. It's nuts, man. And it's just the ice skating. I mean, it's legit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's beautiful. The lights and the displays and man, it's cool.
it's good.
That's
stuff.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really cool. I mean, not many people get to do that, right? Like
No,
like there's only a
not at
handful
all.
of people that have ever.
you don't. You know, growing up, when you start playing sports and whatnot, you don't really think, and you think, oh, I want to be in the NBA one day.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, so you don't realize what. Like I had no idea. Like I went to a tryout after I got out of college, and it was just like, yo, you want to, you know, I'm so and so from, you know, I'm an agent. I could get you on this team, blah, blah, blah. And I can still remember like packing my bag and getting on the plane. I was like, I'm going to France right now to play basketball.
Yeah. How does that even work?
And
Like,
I was like, oh my God.
That's
is that
pretty
what, so
surreal.
you go to like a NBA tryout or
So
something like that, and then there's
So
like
I
scouts?
graduated from Lake Erie College.
Okay, yeah.
So small. At that point, we were Division II. I had a pretty good season, my senior season, senior year over there. And I got invited to, it was just like a workout for like some of the top Division II players and went to it. And there was an agent there who really liked me. And he was like, yeah, I got some connections over in France. You want to go play? I was like, absolutely. He's like, they want you now. He's like, I'm going to ship you out pretty soon. I was like, all right. So I went over there my first year, and you know, coming from a small school like that, I'm not going over there to a multi-million-dollar contract. You know, I went
Right.
over there my first year I was playing. I mean, it was like legit, like $900 a month.
Yeah.
But I'm single,
Right.
no bills.
Right.
Yeah.
They pay for your housing, your food, your blah blah blah. I mean, everything. You don't have to do a thing.
Yeah.
What you got to do is build your resume up over there.
Right.
So I started playing my first year. I was in a low-level league, you know, and it was crazy. My first game, you know, was doing great. You know, I was taking it real serious. Go in the locker room at halftime, and I'm the only one in there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, right? And each team usually has a couple other Americans, you know, so I'm sitting there and looking out there, and I see the other two Americans on the court. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, oh, everyone's smoking. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, everyone's, you know, dude, my whole team was smoking cigs at halftime. Popping lung darts, dude.
Like professional. You're playing
Well,
for
to
money.
them, they're not.
Yeah,
They don't. They're local players. To them, it's nothing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, them, all the fans, everyone. And listen, like, I've dabbled with stuff in my life. I've never smoked a cigarette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I just never got into cigs. Right? Cigars here and there. So I was like, Wouldn't you know? Second year, man. Halftime. Let me get it done, boys. Let me get one of them French.
You gotta follow the local customs.
Yeah, right. You know?
Yeah.
You know? So it's just weird, man, dealing with all that stuff. But yeah, it's after that, then I just kind of, that's when I went between France and Uruguay. Is when I went and played for the Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Did that, and I actually hung up. A guy called me. He's like, "Hey, I'm so and so with the Washington Generals," and I was like, "All right, dude, what?" Like, I didn't even know who they were at first, because growing, I knew the Globetrotters,
right? But
I was like, "What, dude?" So I was like, "Whatever, dude." I was like, "I'm not interested." I hung up, and I was like, I called my dad. I'm like, "Yo, you ever heard of Washington Generals?" He's like, "You fucking idiot." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Dude," he's like, "Yeah, they play the Globetrotters every night. Call that guy back." I was like, "All right." So I called back, and he's like, "You're not the first person who's ever hung up on me." It was like, all right. So it was cool. I mean, that was the weirdest.
What a cool experience that would be.
It's so weird, dude. The weirdest thing I've ever done in my life, because
It's a performance, right? Like, I don't even know how that works, I guess.
Yeah,
like, I assume it's just a performance where, like,
kids, plug your ears if any kids are out there listening. But yeah, it's
like you're not allowed to win.
It's a show. No,
Yeah.
straight up. I mean, you had to purposely miss.
Yeah.
Purposely miss shots.
Really?
Yeah.
Great gig.
I mean, I know you don't play defense, but
It was. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like, you don't have to take it seriously.
good
You just-
money.
Yeah.
Which,
Just go look up terrible shots.
no sense. No, I wouldn't
Now
do
the
it.
Globetrotters, huh?
At that point,
Damn.
I wasn't allowed to. No, man. No Marv Reds at halftime, dude. I probably could have got away with like Virginia Slims.
Yeah, right.
The 120s, you know, the real skinny boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, different city every night.
Yeah.
Literally played in every NBA arena, which was awesome.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Being an NBA fanatic, you know, a sports
It's like
player.
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I was there. We were there. We were actually in New York for like 2 weeks because we played at Madison Square. We played at the Nets Arena at the time. But at like St. John's. Yeah, we went all over. Went all over
amazing.
Canada. I mean, the places that I got to see with them was crazy. We played up in Newfoundland, up in Canada, like St. John's area.
Yeah.
Little did I know, they have the longest stretch of bars on a street or something like that, like in the world.
Really?
It was wild. I mean, and we were going up. I mean, it was awesome.
Huh.
Yeah. So I mean, just the different bars and places you get to see is pretty
That's
cool.
pretty
That's pretty
awesome.
awesome. Yeah, it is awesome.
And I was one of the. So I was actually paid by the Globetrotters. So they basically have a general who I'm the guy. I was the guy getting my clothes ripped off every game. So literally my uniform, everything was buttoned up. And at a certain point, I'd go for a layup. And I would run around the whole arena for a minute and a half, literally a minute and a half, in just boxers. Just boxers. And they would chase. Dude, I'm not kidding.
I've seen that
It's
before.
nuts, right?
I don't know if I said
That was your yeah.
Biggest mistake I ever made. We were playing in Erie. It was a hockey arena. The white border was still around the court.
Okay.
So I'm running, and I thought, okay, it'd be cool if I try
Jump the wall.
jump the wall and try to like run on the wall, right? I'm pretty athletic at this time.
Yeah.
I thought I was. I go to jump the wall and I trip, right? Just bite it good, right? Like real good. And it didn't hurt like a bitch, but I had to get up and act like it didn't hurt, right? So I get up, and when I did it, the reaction of the crowd was amazing. They just started dying, right? Laughing real hard. So guess what they want me to do now?
No, that's your new gig right there.
That's my claim to fame.
That's your thing.
I have to fall now, wherever we're at, trip and fall over some type of chairs. Oh my God, dude. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, that's so cool, though. I
got to run around the queue with like 50 family members in the stands with like 20,000 people.
Yeah, it's one thing doing
And
it like
just my boxers.
Yeah.
I remember asking my dad, "Is this like make you proud?" You get to tell people at work that your son.
That's my boy.
Yeah, is running around.
He's the one that gets his clothes ripped off every night.
The day after Christmas, your boy's wearing Grinch boxers, running around in front of thousands of people. So how proud are you right now? He's like, dude.
Gotta stay in
He's
peak
like,
physical shape too, because you get your clothes ripped off every scene and everything.
Yeah. It's a motivator.
Yeah.
It was. It was. So it's been crazy.
Oh man, that's amazing. Like that's really cool. I mean, what a cool story though. I mean, to tell your son, to tell your kids, you know.
Some of it's on YouTube. So like they'll watch.
Go back and watch it.
Right. They'll be like, Dad, your pants are down. I'm like, yeah, I know, girl. Daddy's a man. But yeah, no, it is. What it kind of made me realize is that whatever they want to do in life, your kids, you let them do it because you don't know what that's going to lead to.
Right.
For sure.
So I thought, I was going to go play professional basketball in the NBA. Well, maybe I wasn't good enough. So there was multiple other outlets, right?
For sure.
But never in my mind did I think, okay, I'm not talented enough to play in the NBA. So it is what it is. It was like, well, maybe my talents will just fit better somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it's like, guide my kids as best as I could. But listen, it's not going to work out as planned at all.
No.
But you could be pretty damn successful if you just kind of let yourself mold and fall into place where, where you're meant to be.
Well,
yeah, that's well said, because I mean it is true. I mean, you don't want to tell your kids not to do something. Like
No.
you're never gonna make it to the NBA.
And I'll tell you what, my parents, wow. I mean, like, God bless my father and my mother, but they just never once. I mean, my dad was like, "Come on, we're going on a tryout. You didn't get a contract that one. You didn't get an agent that one. Come on, we'll go to more." Like,
That's
just
awesome.
the stuff he did at a young age growing up. I mean, taking me to basketball tryouts 3 days a week down in Akron. I mean, doing my homework in the car. I mean, going through in college. We played all up and down the East Coast, South Dakota, blah, 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 Maine. He drove to every single game. This guy did not miss a game.
That's awesome.
That is amazing.
Just ridiculous.
Well, and the thing about kind of
Now, my
a
sisters,
parenting aspect of it.
they're their favorite.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, like going back to like some parenting stuff is like you remember that.
I'll never
and
forget
like,
it.
like you might forget some of the you're gonna remember the stories where you go in the locker room at halftime and you know where the fuck everyone is and they're all smoking cigs. Like that's hilarious. You're gonna remember that. You're gonna remember falling on those boards.
Right.
But like at the end of the day, it comes down to like we don't do shit without support, right? Like very rarely will a human like go and continue to do something that they're not getting any kind of support from because it's like, what are you doing it for? Right. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm talking on a large scale. You had that support from your family and your dad and like that brought you to doing some wild shit that no one gets to do. And
Right.
Maybe it was the NBA was the goal, but like you said, chips where they fall.
Yeah.
Like you got to do some amazing shit that 99% of
Right.
people
Yeah.
don't get to do.
Right.
Like that's amazing. And I think that's a good lesson for kids is what's the old saying? Like shoot for the
moon,
land on the
stars.
stars.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like that's such a good example of that.
Right.
Because just because you're not gonna get it all the way doesn't mean that you can't do some really amazing things that you didn't even know were possible.
Wow.
I'm assuming people don't dream of playing for the Washington Generals.
I highly support that claim.
But what an experience.
Yeah, because you're like, what the hell is that? Like, yeah.
But like, do you regret that experience at all?
not at all.
Like that sounds
was-
like
it was
I mean, just
ridiculous.
hearing you talk about it sounds amazing.
It is.
Like that's a life experience that is gonna propel you into doing whatever. Like
Right.
And like you said too, like your dad you didn't make this you didn't make this team.
Oh yeah.
You didn't meet that agent. Like, let's go fight. Let's try something else. Like
He was.
you could be like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for you. Maybe we start looking into finding a job and doing this. Let's pivot and do something else. No, but he supported it, and
I'd be like, Dad, maybe I should. When I came home from Uruguay, there's some stuff going on with the family, so I kind of just started like working, and he would just send me multiple job listings overseas. Like, dude, these guys are looking for this. These guys are looking for this. I'm like, Dad, dude, I'm done, dude. He's like, you ain't done. Come on. Dude.
Yeah.
He pushed me further. He pushed me further than I pushed myself at a point. And I was like, dude, really? I was like, you really think? He's like, yeah, send out a resume. Come on, send them some video, send them some film. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And it ultimately landed me a couple more years over in Luxembourg, and it was crazy. But yeah, I mean, you're right. That sport is.
Well, I was gonna say
It's
a couple,
unbelievable.
like I don't know, a month ago, something. I don't know, a little bit of time ago. I remember seeing on your feed, like on Instagram or something like that, your daughter started playing ball, right?
Oh, dude,
And like
broke. Yeah, it's
now,
amazing.
I'm hearing
Yeah.
you talk about your dad and the support that he gave you, and like I see, like,
Oh,
like that was a legit post. Like it's
she's
not
been
just
in
like,
the gym with me since she was about 6 months old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd bring her up there. I'd throw her in the ball cage and wheel her around the court with me. I mean, I got film of her yelling at people I'm coaching. Listen to my dad. Yeah, you know, like, I mean, she loves the game. Asked me to go practice down in the basement.
That's awesome.
I'm like, what?
That's
All
so
right.
cool.
That's
Anytime you
great.
wanna do it, let's do it. You know,
But again, she's probably interested in it because you allow her to be interested in it. And by
yeah.
allowing,
You
I mean,
involve
you're
her.
supporting it,
Yeah.
or you're being involved, just like your dad was
yeah.
for you, right? Like,
and I'm a firm believer in sports for kids.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
nothing teaches you more about the real world. I mean,
Yeah.
it teaches you your role. It teaches you how to lose. It teaches you how to win. It teaches you how to win right.
team sports too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It teaches you how to excel individually, but also bring people along with you.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, what's
Team's bigger than you. So
100%.
like, yeah, and it's huge. I mean, and that saves kids
but
just
it
in
teaches
general.
you humility.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna win, but you're gonna get your ass whooped a lot. Right? A lot.
Well, and all that stuff translates to the real world. I don't care
Exactly.
what industry you're in. Like,
Right.
Being coached.
Steve, you could have an amazing year in sales, but if the company struggles, guess what? You ain't got a job no more.
Exactly.
Like, just because you're
Yeah.
amazing
Yeah,
doesn't mean
you're not
that
carrying the company.
whole company.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, there are situations,
Yeah.
you know, the LeBrons of the world that
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
can take a franchise,
Right.
and so maybe you're that good, but at the end of the day, now you're bringing other people
Yeah.
up and supporting them, and like that's also part of the world. Like, I don't know,
Right.
sports. I mean, me and Steve met each other when we were 4 or 5 years old playing baseball,
Wow.
and like
Yeah.
we didn't go to the same school. Like, you know, it was just we loved baseball and we
Right.
played together, and like that's how, you know, what are we 30 years later?
Yeah.
Now we're sitting here talking, you know, whatever.
It's amazing.
Which is amazing.
Kids
you know?
are friends and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's-
sports does that. Like, you
It
build
does.
relationships. You learn a lot about yourself. You learn how to be a teammate and like just kind of a good person, right?
I agree.
You can be
100%.
coached.
Yeah, being
I mean-
coached is so important. I
Yeah.
mean, you coached for a long time. You're coaching now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always coached. Yeah. It's I almost love coaching more than playing.
Yeah,
It is fun.
It's amazing. Just watching what you know and what you love and watching kids like breathe it in
seeing
Yeah.
it click.
and seeing it click. And I coached the team out in Aurora last year. It's my wife's cousin. Her son was on the team. And man, we went 13-0. And I tell everyone, it was the most fun I've ever had
Yeah.
coaching in my whole life.
That's awesome.
Or playing. I mean, the games we were in, just teams that should have killed us and just
Yeah.
beating the piss out of them. And we had little kids on our team that sucked.
Yeah.
And they just got so much better every game. And they would be hitting shots and just getting so pumped. And I'll be like, oh, man, let's go. Getting technicals. Oh, God, I'm bad, dude. I'm bad with the refs. But like my daughter's playing in this church league, right? And the guy's like, listen, dude. Because I've volunteered up there for years. He's like, dude, I know I talk to you every year about this, but this year especially, he's like, you got to take it easy on the refs. He's like, we say prayers at halftime. He's like, I know, man. I was like, I know. He's like, listen, because the kindergartners, they don't keep score.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I can't handle that.
Right.
My kids are going to know when they win.
Yeah.
Not if they win. My kids are going to know when they win.
Yeah.
Right. So he's like, dude, just keep it quiet. Right? Just take a couple steps back. He's like, with COVID and everything, he's like, there's going to be very few people in the game or in the gym. He's like, so just be really quiet. Just try to chill out.
How'd that work out for him?
Well, we'll find out tomorrow's our first practice. So.
Oh, man.
Which is tough because I don't know. I just got an email from a kid. The parents and the kid have COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife's like,
Yeah.
you know, if it's an outside sport, I'm fine with it. Inside sport, I don't think she should do it now. And part of me's like, screw you, we're gonna play.
Yeah.
But the other part of me's like, nah, you're right.
Yeah.
Kind of get it. Like
It's tough,
we have
man.
a
It's such a-
7-month-old at home. My mom watches my kids, so I'm like, anything I bring in the home, I'm exposing my parents to.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Such a moral dilemma.
it
of,
does
like,
because
the
part of me is
balance
like,
between
yeah,
like being erring on the side of caution to
Yeah.
say, okay, is it really worth it? And then the other hand, you can argue that for a how old are these kids?
She's 5. Yeah, 5 and 6 year olds.
For a 5 and 6 year old to lose an entire year or an entire season of instruction and structure, like, does that do more damage? You know, it's hard to make that decision, and I think every kid's different, and maybe you can replace some things, but yeah, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
Like Mike, did you sign Sam up for next session of basketball?
Yeah.
So that starts in like 2 weeks, you know, and it's instructional. You know what I mean? Like they're not even playing games. Like it's just like learning the basics.
It's just fundamentals.
Running around, they have fun, you know. But Gibbs loved it, so we signed up for the second session and everything.
You guys do it at Last Nation?
Yeah.
The Y over here will be.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And you know, he's excited, but we talked about that too. They're like, well, it's inside, when they're good about it.
They're great, and it's like Sam's team. So what they do is they have it's a practice, right? So you have 2 teams that practice together, and it's the same 2 coaches, and they just play or practice with a different team every week.
Right.
And Sam's team, I think we started off with like 4 kids and ended up with 2 on his team.
Wow.
Yeah, we started off with like 8 or something.
Yeah. That last
Because people would just quit going, or
yeah, they stopped going because with everything, and that last practice they had was against Gibbs, and there was like 6 kids total.
6 kids total. Yeah.
It's crazy.
So this league is like one of the only leagues around right now for this age group. So it's like packed. There's a lot of kids, but I mean, you know, everyone's bringing their own ball. But in basketball, you do have to work on passing, and they want us to sanitize the balls and everything like that in between breaks, and which is great. I get it, but I also am like, I can't fight the boss,
right?
To
a point, because I understand her thought process. We have a 7-month-old. We have
and the grandparents, and all that stuff.
I would feel terrible if I brought that to my mom. You know, my dad too, because I mean, my dad's got diabetes, so it's like, you don't know what he's, you know,
you don't know how he's to react to anything.
So it's a moral dilemma, like you said. Yeah. So I'm like, and I hate to say, I'm like, crap. I'm gonna have to talk to Riley now and be like, hey, you know what? We might kick it back to the spring, dude. Like, you know, because she does, you know, she's done soccer, and you know, she does everything. I make her do absolutely everything. Well, she wants to. She loves it.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. I think it's good to have them try everything and see what clicks. That's what we've been doing. Important. We've done all kinds. We've done karate.
Swimming,
gymnastics, swimming, baseball, basketball.
There's a new place in Chesterton opened up, and they do father and son or daughter boxing.
Really?
So I'm like, I'm gonna get my daughter in there. Her and go in there and do some boxing on Saturdays, dude.
I'd be interested.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's called Round 1.
Really?
Yeah, it's some guy. He works a lot with like the court systems.
Okay.
Bringing kids from troubled backgrounds.
Yeah.
And I've been talking to this guy for a while. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet.
I've been looking for an outlet for Gibbs.
I know. I want to do the father-son, father-child jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
the Gracie jiu-jitsu in Willoughby.
Yeah.
So I mean, those are things I want to do, and we talk about New Year's resolutions. And I think I want to do more stuff like that, like getting the activities like involved where it's like father and son.
Is that what you did for your New Year? Is that your New Year's resolution?
Well, we were talking about like being more patient with the kids and stuff like that, and just kind of being better about that kind of stuff.
I haven't even thought of one, just because I usually break it.
Resolutions,
we all
crap,
do,
right? Like,
it is crap because like
if you have to take the end of the year to decide what you're going to do next year, like
it's usually
you're probably
crap.
not going to follow through because you're thinking of something.
But for the show, though, we've brought this stuff up,
right?
Because like usually I'm like, I'm going to get in shape and all that stuff, like.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's
a good thing to do.
Talk about getting in shape. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Struggling.
Same.
But we bought our Christmas gift to each other this year. We got a Peloton.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
It's
They make them for people your size?
No. I struggle with it.
Yeah.
Even like where it's supposed to be
tough.
it's very hard. Because you guys, and what sucks is like after I'm on it, she wants to ride it. She got to come and like fix everything back up, and then when she's on, I got to fix it all back up.
Yeah.
But I've never been with my background. You know, working out's always been easy. It's been part of my life. Now with kids, and I don't want to use it as an excuse, but I feel like I worked out so much and it was so embedded in me. Now I'm like, man, I don't give a shit.
I know.
Yeah.
I just want to kick it.
I know.
And I just love hanging out and relaxing.
Same, man. I love relaxing.
Good is relaxing?
It's the best thing in the world.
But how bad does it suck when you try to put jeans on? You're like, shit.
I know.
These are uncomfortable, man.
I know. That's when you start to notice it. When the clothes start getting affected, you're like, okay, this is.
No, you know when I notice it is when I wake up in the morning and I feel like garbage.
Yes.
Like
I feel like garbage a lot.
So much better
Oh
when
my
you're.
god, when I'm in better shape,
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning and I'm good. Like I get out of bed and I feel good.
You feel good and you want to do it.
That's right. And like
You get so much more energy.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where I.
So the
I
problem
notice
was
it
too,
the
is like
most.
the gym, like I do way better when I go somewhere. Like working out at home for me is tough. I just don't want to do it. I just don't have the motivation to go down to the basement and just,
There's too many.
Yeah, I can put
I'm
the
the
t-
opposite.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Complete opposite.
Yeah,
I can't go
I-
to the gym because I'm like looking around all the time.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know. Like, it's too many outside.
Overwhelming.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
I don't know. I just get so much more focused when I'm there. But then when this whole thing happened, I'm like, I don't want to go to the gym.
Oh, you got to figure.
Yeah, because
figure
I'm
out
like
the alternative.
exactly, and I use it as an excuse to why I'm not working out. Because I can't go to the gym, but I
you know
can easily work out at home.
So easy to do, and it's so hard to do is push-ups.
Oh yeah.
Just little things at home.
You
Just dedicate push-ups.
I remember.
Yeah, that's-
Start doing that. It'll change your life.
yeah.
I did. So it was right before your bachelor party, and I was getting myself in shape. We're going to Vegas. And I'm like, I know we're going to be at a pool, but I'm saying though. But I remember that every
do
night
remember this,
I did
actually.
100 push-ups every night and 100 sit-ups every night, and that's what I did. And I had a 6-pack. I was in great shape,
Yeah.
and that was just from I was going to the gym too, but I
Yeah.
always did
Your push-ups.
push-ups and sit-ups every night. And now I'm looking at it, I'm like, all I have to do is push-ups.
Yeah.
All I got to do is I want to get to 100. But what kind of drove me away from that was every time I would do push-ups, like I would just do it in the kitchen or something, like randomly,
Kids
and I'm playing
jump
with the
on
kids, and then
Kids.
my son would always want to hop on my back, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Added extra 50 pounds, but I'm
Right.
like at the same time, I'm like, just get off me, you're choking me.
Yeah.
So then I look over, I'm about to do it. Yeah, they're falling off you, then it messes everything up. So I'm like, I'm gonna do push-ups. I look in the family room, I see them. I'm like, nope, not doing it. I'm just gonna go get this. I'm just gonna grab this bag of chips and eat.
Yeah.
You know what the you know what the
I'm a
problem
chip,
is?
dude. The chips
I
are
love
bad.
chips are terrible.
I'm a chip guy.
Salt.
Dude.
Yeah. You know what else? It's just so much easier to play video games instead of do push-ups.
It's so much easier to do that. It's so much easier to play video games and then be like, well, I could go to bed at like 10 and wake up early and work out.
Right.
Or I could stay up till midnight and then wake up when my alarm goes off and rush to get out of the house to go to work.
So I was a midnighter last night, and we were gonna touch. Dude, I love that. That's an outlet
Yeah.
because I think it's where you can be. It's like
A kid again.
Yeah, it's like me, one of my best friends, and then my brother-in-law, and
Yeah.
they all have kids.
Yeah.
The one's got 3 like me. The one's got a daughter at home, and it's just like we all get on. It's like, man, you can talk shit
Yeah.
Yeah.
to who you want, say
Yeah.
what you want, and
Yeah.
it's just like
And you just forget about everything for a while, and all you do is play this game.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean,
mindless.
It's
great.
mindless, yeah,
Yeah.
right? Like it's
Yeah.
a routine. You're doing the same thing over and
It's
over
so
and over again.
relaxing.
But like it calms me down.
Yeah.
I don't have to think about any of the stressors of life.
You're
work,
yourself
the kids, whatever.
Yeah.
for a couple hours.
You can be that, 14-year-old kid who sits downstairs, eats freaking whatever,
Yeah.
drinks pop,
Yep.
whatever. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I was talking to my wife about this yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever it was. And I was like, honey, you need to like find something that relaxes you.
Yeah.
Like whether it's, I'm like, go walk around the store. But find something, whatever it is, and if it's working out for you,
Yeah.
great. That's
Yeah.
amazing. To me, that's like a task.
Yeah.
Like, and it sucks that it is, but like I feel like if I'm not honest about that, I definitely won't do it.
Right.
Like if I try and pretend that like I really enjoy it,
Yeah.
then I'm just gonna get more pissed off.
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
But if I schedule it and I do it, great.
Right.
But what I like to do is sit on everyone's asleep. I don't have any responsibility.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can throw the headphones on, talk to my friends,
Yeah,
and
just kick it.
just kick it. It's amazing.
That's the best part, man. My wife makes fun of me constantly. All our wives do.
Yeah. Oh, they do.
They'll like take pictures of us and send them to each other. It's like
look
goals.
at
It's just
these
me with my
nerds.
headset on. Like, yeah.
She'll be like, you talk to my brother more than I do. I'm like, oh, your brother's cooler.
Yeah.
Like when we
Aren't you glad we have this relationship
Yeah.
with each other?
when we first started hanging out, she lived with her brother downtown, and I'd go over there and hang out. And we'd be like, man, like we didn't even know we were doing. But like, man, like you tired yet, Bridge? Like, you go to sleep because me and John could play video games. She'd go to bed and we'd just start gaming. Or like me and her would like go to sleep, and I would hear him kick the game on him. Like, she's asleep.
Yeah. Just slowly
Make the
roll
bed.
out.
Yeah.
Slide out of the room. It's like when you have a baby in the crib and you try to get out, or like in your bed, you try to slide out of the room.
Without
like
hitting
the
the
creek?
Grinch.
You know where the
Slide.
creek is on the floor?
Yep,
And you
avoid
can't-
that.
Oh, dude. I did it last night. It was, oh my God. I used to have, my daughter would be snoring. My 5-year-old snoring the second I moved up.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I made a fake body.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I swear.
It's genius.
Put it next to her crib, and I'd like hide in the corner. And like, no edit, she'd be asleep. And like, I would open the door, and I would see her.
Then you'd
down.
wait.
I'd see her look down at the body and lay back down and go to bed. You.
Okay.
You're like a sniper.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's a dad hack too.
Because how many people do that where they sleep on their kid's floor all night because they can't leave the room?
It's ridiculous. I was like,
One of the things we say is whatever works. So like,
Yeah.
don't feel bad. Like if you have to lay down on your kid's floor,
it's only gonna last so
fall
long.
asleep, right? Like, well, and that's what we tell ourselves.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you're sleeping on your kid's floor for 3 years. Like, but
Oh, I
if
wouldn't have done
gets
that.
I guess
I
what
get
I'm
you.
saying
I get-
is
no,
if
100%.
that gets you a little bit of sleep,
right.
so what you got to do.
You got to do it.
right?
So
like,
I'm
don't feel
mentally,
bad about it.
I'm
But
mentally preparing right now for it.
if
because-
you can come up with a hack like that, where
It's gold.
Oh, yeah.
you throw a fucking
Start making
mannequin up
those.
there.
You got to make sure when you lay them down to face them away from the door.
Yeah, that's a good
You
one
got to
too.
face them away from the door. Don't let them see you leave because it's bad.
Yeah.
So I've always done. I don't know how I adapted to this, but like I'm like the sleep guy at the house.
Okay,
Just because
everyone's got their role.
I'm more. It's like I don't need as much sleep as her, I guess.
Yep.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. So yeah, so we're more patient at night because
Possibly.
yeah, I think that's what it. Like my wife,
her
she needs to
natural
go sleep.
instinct. I'm just gonna pick him up and lay down. With him.
Right.
Where I'm like, no. In the long run, I know it's gonna be better for you,
Right.
and I don't care about myself sleeping anymore. I don't
Yeah.
really need it. It is what it is.
Ideal.
So, I started, I did both the other kids, and like a daughter's going to be 7 months. I'm like, all right, we got to start. Like, this is getting old. Yes. So I'm like starting to prepare myself. Like, okay, it's going to be some long nights.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
For sure.
But it's only, I'll tell you,
It's quick though.
it's a week. I swear.
Yeah.
It's a good week of the crying and
Yeah, it's that transition's tough, but like you said, it's
getting
a
them
week.
up.
It's
Yeah.
temporary. It's
it should get her going.
I remember my son. He was like probably 7-8 months, something like that. And so it was our first kid. We didn't know what we were doing. And there was a lot of the coddling and we didn't know
There's
what we
no
were
book.
doing,
There's
right?
no handbook.
no.
And so like
It's
I remember
different.
for like a week, we were trying this sleep training thing or whatever, and my wife just couldn't do it. Like
What
she
were
was-
you doing? The cry it out?
like cried out type thing, and so my wife would just be outside of his door and she'd be crying. I remember it was a Friday night, and this is pre-pandemic, all that kind of 2015, 16 maybe. And I was like, all right, I got this. I'm like, go shopping, go out with your friends, whatever, go. She's like, are you sure? I don't know. Like, I'm like, don't hook the baby, like get the baby
monitors,
monitor on our
right.
phones or whatever. I'm like, don't look at it.
Yeah.
And I remember I just put him up there and let him cry. And it was like a good 2 hours, something like that. And I remember I went downstairs and I started doing dishes just to bring some noise.
But it's hard.
So that way I didn't
Hearing
have to
them.
hear it.
Oh, it's-
you know?
it's
'Cause it
painful.
Sucks.
Like,
Because
especially your first one. Like,
right. Because they're okay.
in the back of your mind, you're like, am I like
Right.
setting this? Is this kid going to hate me
Yeah.
because I didn't listen to him?
Yes.
I tell you what, that one night, done. After that, he was fine.
Was it one night?
It was one night. Well, I mean, we'd tried it a couple nights before that, but we kept going
When
in
you
and
stuck
checking
to
it.
it.
Stuck to it for one night, done. Now, I also think we're very lucky. I know a lot of people have tried.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It doesn't
Right,
always work,
right.
But
So I did that with my oldest for like 3 nights, I think.
yeah, but like 3 nights, and
I told
then
my
guess
wife,
what? You
I
get to
just-
sleep.
I told her the other night. I said, "Dude, you just bought those AirPod buds, whatever they are, dude. I hate wearing those stuff." But she, I go, put them in, cancel out the noise. I said, "Just go to sleep, dude." It was like, because it's gonna happen. She's loud. She's got pipes on her. Like,
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long 3-4 nights, but it's you got to do it.
You got to do it.
Because they just need to know that the self-soothing's huge.
They need to know that they can do it themselves.
Now, my son was like an anomaly. It was crazy.
Yeah.
One night, it was just like, he
Yeah.
just did it
Yeah.
on his own.
Yeah.
It was like,
That was like Sam. We did like a
I
month.
freaked
We, just,
out.
like, we threw him in his crib,
yeah.
and he was fine. Like he just did fine. It was amazing. We were very lucky with that.
Yeah.
Ben was tough. He was because for the first 2 months he was
Right.
in a bed, so we couldn't like hold him or anything.
that's
So like
tough.
when he got home, it was tough getting him comfortable.
Yeah.
So
Man, because you remember you said like cuddling him or like
yeah, he
swaddling.
didn't want to be
That
held.
work,
He didn't
'cause,
because
like,
he
didn't have
wasn't
that.
used to that. So
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing we could do like when he got upset in the hospital is we would just pat his butt or like his the bed because we couldn't for a while we couldn't touch him.
Yeah.
So we had to just pat the bed and just like to try to get him to relax. But then now he doesn't want to be. Well, he never wanted to be held that much for bedtime. Like he's just like if you go into his room, like now he'll just say, "I'll read him a book," and he'll be like, "Get out of here." He'll push the door, and then he slams his door shut, and he goes to bed.
He's gonna be a savage.
Yeah, he's gonna be a problem.
He's already a savage.
He's a problem.
Yeah.
This kid's gonna be.
Yeah.
He's like I can't even tell him to go into timeout or anything like that. He does it himself. He does something bad. He'll just cry a little bit, and then he'll run in his room, slam the door shut, and just hang out in there for 10 minutes.
A lot of times, like,
Shut up, Dad.
I'll take care of this. Yeah.
well, even more.
He's like, you don't tell me what to do.
You know, a lot of times, like, your kids will listen to, like, my kid will, like, Steve will say something to my kids, and like they'll do it. You know what I mean? Like, there's another adult. Like, I've talked to Ben before. I'm like, hey, Ben, I need you. And he just looks at me, basically gives me the finger, and like walks away.
He's got this look on his face. He's like,
he's like, yeah, cool. Whatever, bro. Cool story.
Well, they say that you can judge your kids on how well they act with other people.
Yeah.
If they're comfortable enough to like fuck you.
Yeah.
But
he's gonna be a savage.
If they're
He's
good
gonna be
with other
proud.
people,
he's good in school and stuff like that. But like the teachers were like, he kind of messes with us. Like he knows what he's doing,
that's good though.
and he knows what they're trying to teach him. But he messes with people. He'll be like, they're like, okay, where's the triangle? He'll be like,
You tell me.
it'll point at the wrong one on purpose, and he'll just start laughing.
He laughs. Yeah.
I'm like, dude, come on, we need to just get this
yeah.
done. Like, where's the triangle? Just point at it.
But dude,
he's like,
in the long run, that's gonna make him successful.
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
I guarantee it.
I
guarantee
he's manipulating people, right?
Adults,
like,
yeah.
Already, yeah, he's been doing it.
He's getting the reaction. If he wants to make someone laugh, he's gonna do it.
Yeah,
You know.
he thinks
A
everything's
kid like
funny.
that, you're not gonna have to worry about.
Yeah. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
He's been through it. He's been through a hell of a lot more than I have. So
Right. Yeah. Same.
And that's the other thing.
he's just a tough kid.
You start out life like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
They told us, and I've said this a million times, the doctors told us, like, he's going to be a problem.
yeah.
Like, he's feisty now. And then if he wasn't, he wouldn't be here. So,
Right.
like, he's going to be a problem.
Oh, God bless
Like,
him.
they're like, good luck, but he'll also be great, too. I mean, he's a sweet kid.
Right.
He's just, he's a pain in the ass.
When all you can do is laugh,
Yeah.
that's when you know, like, sometimes my son, I'm just like, ugh, dude, what the hell, dude?
Yeah. That's all you can do is be like,
Why would you do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, my buddy was over with his kids last night, and like, we hear some yelling upstairs. We let all the kids up there, and we just kind of like, let's just hang out for a little
Yeah.
bit.
Sure.
And I go up there, and my daughter's got one of those like princess like veil things over her bed.
Yeah.
And the kids are all just like looking at me like this. And my son is like wrapped up in a cocoon and like hog tied in it. I'm like, who did this? They're like, he did it. I'm like,
Come on.
his hands are inside. How could he do this? And they're like, he did it. I'm like, I had to undo a knot. I'm like, he could not have done this.
yeah, unless he's Houdini.
Yeah. And then I'm looking at him. I'm like, Ricky. I'm like, her nightstand, just like a marker, like completely just scribbled. I'm like,
Why we don't
okay.
have nice things?
Who did this? And Ricky was like, Riley. I'm like, Riley, who did it? She said, Ricky. It was a match of the other kids. I'm like, who did it? And they're like, Riley. And then the other kid was like, Ricky. I'm like, come on.
They're like, oh,
dude.
man, they already talked
I
about
can't
it.
stand this. Like,
They got their stories.
Yeah, they get their story straight already. You're like, well,
but
somebody did it,
if
but
you
I don't
ask-
know who.
Yeah, if you ask Ricky enough, he'll tell himself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like Mike Gibbs.
Rick, did you do it? And he's like, yeah, Ricky did it. He'll third person himself. And it's like, all right,
Yeah.
dude. Whatever,
It's like
man.
Gibbs, man. I always say, like we always say, he better never commit a crime because he can't.
Doesn't
not,
care.
He has to tell the truth.
Yeah.
I
which
did
is
it.
good. It's fun.
That's
but,
great.
Like,
Yeah.
Like he has no like, yeah, it was me.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
Or
good,
like
though.
a lot of times he'll tell himself before we find out. He goes, Dad, guess what I did? I'm like, what? He goes, why don't you go look at my bed? What?
Like, should you be upset about this, Gibbs? Like, come on.
That's good.
Show me like you care a little bit.
Yeah, right. Try and
Check
hide
out
it.
check out what I did. It's like, you're proud of that?
Like you know it was wrong. Just try and hide it. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny, dude.
Gotta love that.
It's funny that kids are so different, and
Yeah,
and
for
from
sure.
kid to kid, right? Like
Yeah.
I think that's the most challenging thing about having multiple kids is what worked for the first kid most likely is not going to
No.
work for the second kid.
I hope it does, but
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
you just gotta
like,
figure it out.
just when you think, because again, there's books and there's all this kind of stuff, but
Did you guys ever get into any books?
no, I didn't read one book.
Somebody got me one before we had Riley, and I read like two. I think I read like 2 chapters. I'm not reading this,
Yeah.
but see, I find myself now. I'm gonna like that's like one of my goals. I've always loved writing. I want to write a book,
Oh yeah,
and I feel like I've had a lot of different things happen throughout fatherhood and like different things about, you know, in the delivery rooms and this and that. And I feel like, you know what? I feel like a normal dad, not somebody who has like a psychology degree.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's like trying to, I don't even know the word, like read my book because I want to like medically
Yeah.
help you.
Yeah.
No. Read my book because I want you to know you're going to go through some real shit and, you know, just don't be an asshole when you do it.
Honestly, that's
Finding a real book like that though,
Yeah,
like
you know
that's
what I'm saying?
that's
Like,
that's the thing though.
I've
Because
always wanted to. So I'm like maybe this, start writing it. So I have like some titles, you know, so I'm starting to like dabble with it. I'm like, all right, I should do it.
That's good.
But a normal guy needs to let guys know what's really going to happen.
yeah.
So that's exactly
that's
the
real
premise of
life.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
That's why I wanted, that's
Yeah.
why I wanted to come on. Because I was
Like-
like, dude, you guys are it's just real. It's just normal. It's not.
like when we first started, we were like, oh man, like if we could do, you know, if we can get like some celebrity guests on and something like that, how cool would that be? And then like as we start doing it, it's like, no,
You got a Washington General.
yeah, we do.
Damn straight. Made it. Hell yes.
But
Look at
no,
us.
like I think that we've started like actually pen to paper, like promoting part of what we do now is like we focus on real dads, right? Like we want. I think it's much more beneficial for the kid that found out that he knocked up his girlfriend to hear from you,
Right.
or hear from me.
Oh,
that,
because
like,
I could have gone a completely different way.
right,
Absolutely.
It
Right.
could have been like, I'm going to go back to Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, you had the option.
Or
Right, yeah.
or we could
Yeah.
have chosen to like not move in together. And I mean there was multiple times where
Sure.
we went through some stuff.
Of course.
I mean,
How
as
couldn't you?
every relationship does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's just made us so much stronger. But I don't know if it was mainly. I always thought from the get go that there was something different about her, like 100%. Like when I first met her, like I don't want to say like, oh, she was the one. Like
Yeah.
I don't know that, but there was something different that made me want to keep coming back to her, right? And then like the kid came, and it was like, all right, do I want my kid to be a statistic, like of a divorced family and having, you know, whatever happens? No, it's like I know what I grew up with. I know my parents are awesome, and I know what we had, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that that's the best possible life that they could ever have.
Yeah.
Circle back around sports,
Right.
athletics, right? Like
Right.
you don't give up because it got
No,
tough, right?
absolutely not.
Like
No.
you go in the fourth quarter and you
Right.
make it happen, right?
Right,
Like you do what
100%.
you have to do. And look, you're not always going to win,
No.
right? Like sometimes
lot of
stuff
L's
happens.
along the way.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
Definitely.
okay. You
Yeah.
keep that. You learn more from that. You build on. That's how you build like a strong
Yeah.
foundation of it. Like, look, teams that like win, and never have to deal with any. NFL playoffs are about to start, right? Every year you hear that that storyline of, well, should they rest guys
Yeah.
or should they, because
win.
they haven't really had any controversy this year,
Right.
and like, is that good to go into the playoffs? Like, no, it's probably not.
Nah.
Like the teams that go far are the ones that like, oh, they had to go through some shit to
Yeah.
get there. They took a hard loss, and they could have just laid down, but
Yeah.
they didn't. Again, sports, family, whatever, like that all is the same thing.
Right.
Now
I'll tell you, going from 0 to 1, I thought was like, so hard. But 2 to 3,
yeah, game changer.
Yeah.
because 0 to 1, we still had 2-on-1.
Right.
Yeah. Then you're outnumbered.
Then you're playing man on
We
man.
went 2 to 3, and it was like there literally is 0 rest.
Yeah, now you're playing zone, right?
You're never you're never resting.
Yeah.
Even when you get 2 down for a nap, there's
Yeah.
still 1 more up.
Yep.
And
Always dealing with something.
I'll tell you, I don't know how she feels, but I mean, it's I'm sure she feels the same way. I hope. But we, man, I don't know what it was. It's just like, it's like I've seen a whole different side of like our life change. Like with this third one, obviously it's changed, but like, man, you just see so much more. Like, because you're always busy, you're always doing something, and like, yes, there's multiple times where there's arguments along the way, but it's like, man, a whole different level of respect and appreciation because of, and I know that it goes both ways because I really try to go above and beyond. I slack it multiple times, but I try to go above and beyond as much as I can. And it's just like, I have to try to go above and beyond because I don't think that that's in a man's natural character.
Agreed.
We've said that so many times.
Yeah.
I know you guys. and she just always 100% of the time
They're just so good.
is always on point.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me.
So it's like the fact that I'm striving to just keep up with you,
Yeah.
it just keeps you as a man and a father accountable all the time.
Yeah.
If you allow it to be.
Yeah.
Right. Because, like you said, like you could go the other way.
100%.
You can. I mean, we're still in a society where
Statistically,
it's okay.
you
Like,
go the other
You
way.
could just be.
Yeah.
The
Go do whatever the
guy
hell you
that
want. Let
go
her
to
deal
work,
with it.
whatever.
I think now it's more than 50%.
I think so too.
Way more. Where I think divorce is more common.
Sure.
I mean, when you find, most kids,
Or not even divorced, but like just never even getting married. It's okay. Like it's a
yeah.
And look.
Most kids I coach,
yeah.
I mean, it's different dad, different mom picking up every time.
Yeah.
And
And it is what it is. Like
right. And they're all great kids, but you can tell the kids
Yep.
that
What's different? Yeah.
that have a father who are very involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Because
can.
There's a different level of respect and humbleness, maybe, to them.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause they're used to it.
Well, it's structure,
Yeah.
right? Like
It is.
just is what it is, right? And like you can there's scenarios where, I mean, we see it in the daycare and stuff like that all the time. Like there's families
100%.
we have all kinds, right? Like and even the ones that are split, but you can tell the families that are split but still have structure.
Right, right.
And you can tell how much
yeah.
those kids are further along socially.
Right,
even.
because there's nothing wrong with this. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
You can make it a great situation.
100%, yeah.
I'm not.
Definitely
I'm
can.
not saying that you can't, but it's
But it's the
It's tough,
structure.
though. I mean, it's
it's
different.
more work,
Yeah.
honestly. I think
Oh,
it's more work.
way more.
I would imagine it would
because
be.
you're
yeah.
dealing with you got to think about
You're
it.
dealing with somebody you don't want to deal with, clearly.
right? But it's like somebody that you had kids with.
Right.
I don't care how much you hate your ex. Like, if you have kids with that person, you still have to care about them.
Sure.
You have to.
I don't know. I've never dealt with that. But
Right.
I'm saying there still have to be a level of.
There's got to be something there.
So when she's bringing around another dude, you still have to be like, wait a minute, dude,
Yeah.
that's mine.
Yeah. It's still there.
My kid came out of that, dude. I mean, that's, like,
Right, yeah. I can't imagine.
I still got rings to that. I don't know. Like, maybe that's just the.
But I agree, though. I mean, we haven't been in that situation, so
No,
we don't
and
know.
I
But
hope to God I never
I
have to.
guarantee that thought, though, that'd be tough to
Gotta be
watch. You'd be like, I can't imagine her with somebody else. Like,
Right.
you're like, I can do whatever the fuck I
And then
want.
you got to deal with another man possibly.
Raising your kids.
Raising your kids. Yeah. Can you imagine driving over there to pick up your kids? You got another guy in the front yard playing catch with them or something. It's like,
I'd hit him with my car. I'll just keep driving. Oh, sorry.
oh, I didn't see you, man.
Dude, I thought you were getting the
These
ball.
crazy cars these days drive themselves, you know?
Sorry, bro. I got some cayenne pepper.
An old injury, man.
Yeah, sorry about that.
The cayenne blew up, dude.
Yeah. I always have it in the cup holder just in case. Get in a car accident, you just dump it on yourself.
Yeah.
Don't need paramedics.
Sir?
Why are you all red? Is that blood? No, it's pepper.
Trust
It's
me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Pepper in the water.
Yeah, man. I don't know. That would be tough, but I mean, you do what you got to do, right? And so
Kids first.
I think that you're right. Probably going from 2 to 3 or 0 to 1 or 1 to 2, whatever yours. Here's the thing. I think that the toughest part is the part that you're doing right now, right? Like I remember having one kid and being like, "Oh my God, this is insanity. How am I dealing with?" And then you have a second kid. You're like, "Man, that was easy,"
Right.
Yeah.
And I would imagine like having a third, you're like, man, 2 was chill. Like we had that down,
Yeah.
and now, but I mean, it's the
You
same thing with
figure it
like
out.
learning to crawl,
it.
learning to walk,
It is
learning
what
to
it
talk.
is.
And like, that's the crazy thing about parenting is like, you're constantly learning. And as soon as you got it down, you got to
changes.
dump that.
Yep,
You got to figure
curveball.
out something else.
It changes because they're always changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their needs are
Constantly.
always changing.
Right.
And their emotions.
Yeah.
Oh, my
The
God.
emotions. Good Lord.
Oh, jeez.
So my daughter's an angel. I mean, a complete angel. If there's ever a perfect kid, it's her. But her emotions now are starting to kick in.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what?
And she's 5.
5.
My daughter's 3 and I'm getting some of it.
So wait. Just wait till she hits 5, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I mean, some of the things she cries about, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
That?
Yeah.
I was like, what?
And I was like, that's not a big deal.
No.
I try to tell them that all the time. My
You
son,
know
I'm
what she
like,
wanted?
it's not a big deal.
You know what she wanted for Christmas this year?
Pony.
A princess ceiling fan.
Oh.
You guys ever installed a ceiling fan?
I have.
Yeah.
It's
They're
not.
not fun, are they?
Better than drapes.
Sucks.
It does
Better than
suck.
drapes, though.
I think I might hate ceiling fans more.
Really?
Ceiling fans
Yeah.
suck.
I told her, I said, all right, this is cool. I gotta get it. We'll get you one. Or Santa will. But Santa doesn't install ceiling fans.
No, he drops it off. You got to put the shit together.
So my wife's
Well, yeah,
like,
that's in her room. It's
so-
not like it
yeah.
can just be
so my
magically
wife's like,
up.
what do you want to do? I'm like, what do you mean? It's coming in a box. She's like, you don't want to like install it first? I'm like, no. How am I going to install that?
While she's sleeping.
Yeah. She's like,
Go back to bed, honey.
we could put her in like our bed for the night. I'm like, no.
Yeah, we're not starting
That's
that
gonna
tradition.
get installed right whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
She wanted that and like wedding dolls. I go, oof. Let's
Already onto that.
pipe the roll out of that one.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Maybe I
yeah.
don't want that. But just like, she's just growing up already. I'm like,
Yeah.
a ceiling fan? You might be the only 5-year-old I know.
Just
that's
home
ever-
decor.
Yeah.
She wants to go to Home Goods for.
Yeah.
She asked for drapes next year. Done.
Yeah, for sure.
Not, dude.
You're cut off.
I'm not doing it. Dude. Your mother's bad enough. I'm not installing yours too.
Yeah. Yeah. No drapes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. Kids are funny, you know. They want
That's
different
true, man.
stuff.
Yeah.
They are.
They want different stuff, and then you get exactly what they want. And they don't touch it.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my
Yeah.
boy. He opened up all of his gifts, and all he wanted to play with was the baby's toys.
Really?
Just like, what the hell?
I know, man. The big gift, like
You're
this big Hot Wheels track, like this dinosaur thing.
Today?
And it's like this
For
huge
Christmas
thing
or for his birthday
for
today?
Christmas, and
What do you do today now?
just
just
little things.
He just said Christmas, so now you're gonna bring more toys in.
He told me the other day, he goes, I get one present, right? I'm like, I mean, you could probably get a few more than
Yeah.
just one, you know? He's like,
Yeah.
all right, then I'll get 3. I'm like, that's fine. Sure. You tell me, buddy.
Honey, return the 3
Yeah,
ones
you
you
get
got.
rid of that. It
only
sucks
needs
though, man.
3.
It's tough because then you
That's
get so many gifts, and like then
Oh,
you know how it is. Like you're
parents.
purging, you're getting rid of all the old shit
Yeah,
for Christmas,
Yeah.
and then you have what you get your kids, which is usually quite a bit, and then the grandparents, aunts and uncles.
Do you guys try to limit your parents?
Try to.
Oh, yeah,
I try
try.
to, but
Have you given up yet? I
I'm
gave up.
I'm right there because
I was just like, listen, I told my wife, because my sisters are like, you're only allowed, if you get anything more, we're going to return it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to do it to my parents.
No, they
I gave
love
up.
it.
I gave up. I'm like, dude, they're going to get what they're going to get them, and that's it. I'm not going to stress over it anymore. Cause
It's not worth it.
No.
Because it makes them happy.
That's what I said.
And I'm like, if my mom and dad and my wife's parents, they
Yeah.
love that. So you know what?
That's all.
If that's what makes them happy.
Right.
The only thing that I tried to limit this year, and we successful in it, was for like 3 years in a row, my kids got like Power Wheels, like different ones.
Okay.
I'm like, look, I got nowhere to put these things.
Right.
I got a McQueen car and
Like
a
the
little
that
Mercedes
they sit
truck.
in and drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the
once they're done with them, they
four-wheeler.
just sit there.
Yeah. And I'm like, they can only ride one at a time.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they don't even really do that anymore. Like,
And then your
no more.
garage.
No more, please.
You lose all your garage space.
Yeah.
Lost
No
a
more,
lot
please.
of that. Yeah. Well,
Well, you got.
my father-in-law bought my youngest a Power Wheels Jeep, and my oldest he bought a 4-wheeler, like a legit
Yeah.
Polaris 50. Like
Yeah. Dude,
I go, where am I driving this thing? I live in Willoughby. I don't have anywhere.
listen, dude. So I got a couple acres, right?
Yeah, so it would be perfect for your house.
So I got my daughter a 4-wheeler from my cousin over the summer. This is a bad one. So it's got like the taper screw on the
Yeah,
side.
yeah,
you
for
know,
the- on the-
to slow it
on the
down,
gas
right?
there, yeah.
So it was an older Polaris. So I was messing with it to get it to start. So I took that screw off, and I was now messing with stuff, and I was actually on it, messing around, getting it going. So I got it, put the screw back on. And I forgot to tighten it up all the way, right? So it had a little more juice in it, and she had not been riding it at all.
Yeah.
She rode it like once or twice. So I was like, hey, just start. But she had a side-by-side that like one of those, like a plastic.
Yeah, yeah.
So
The
I was
dune
like,
racer thing.
She drives that. No different, right? No. So we got her helmet on, thank God. And she's on this 4-wheeler. Well, my wife's outside on this playground set with my son, and she comes driving around. She just gets on it and just starts whizzing. And I'm like, damn, I'm thinking to myself, why is that going so fast? And then I'm thinking to myself,
I can't catch her.
Fuck, dude. I didn't tighten it all the way. It's going to go faster. I'm like, oh, shit. So I'm thinking because they always drive everything around the house. They always do it. For some god-awful reason, she hits a Yui in the front yard, right? And now she's coming back at us flying. And my wife is freaking. She's gonna wreck. She's gonna wreck. Assholes! Screaming at me, right? So I'm like, oh shit. And she just wrecks through my neighbor's fence.
Oh man.
Thank God she didn't get hurt. That's why I can laugh.
Yeah.
at it.
Yes.
But, you know, I ran up right away and I'm like, whoa, like trying to defuse because I saw that she was okay and I saw that she hit. And it was only like a 3-foot fence because they have a little dog.
Yeah.
And my neighbor's standing on the porch like, oh, dude, she wrecked my fence, dude. Like, come on. So I'm like, Riley, that was badass, dude. You good? Smacking her on her head like, you cool, dude? You cool? And I could just see my wife's face. And I'm like, oh, I'm so screwed. I'm done for, right? She doesn't even say a word, just storms in the house. And I'm like, oh, fuck, right. So all day, like, there's no words. And I'm like, okay. Like, trying to talk to her, nothing, right? And put the kids to bed, and I come downstairs, and I'm just like, she's sitting up, and the TV's off, and looking at me. She's like, we need to talk. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh boy.
The TV's off.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
And it, you know, read me the riot act, dude. And I was just like, okay, I get it. Maybe she was too young for that one. We'll wait till next
Yeah,
summer.
we'll try again. Try it again next year.
But as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
Make sure that they're comfortable on
Yeah.
it first.
So the only thing that he's comfortable with steering the 4-wheeler because he has the Power Wheels 4-wheeler.
Right.
So he could steer it. He's got it under control. Like I sat on the back with him as he rode his new one around, and he did great. And so I'm like, I hopped off like right away and let him ride around my father-in-law's backyard, and he did fine.
Yeah.
Liz is like, why the hell are you letting him ride by himself? I'm like, well, he's going like 5 miles an hour. I could catch him. It was pretty tough to catch up to him. I'm not, I mean.
Don't let these move.
They
got
do.
power on them. It was my fault because I didn't spend enough time with her to get her comfortable.
Yeah.
And then that damn screw, dude.
Yeah, that'll get you.
It was an older machine. Like, you got to like jump. It shouldn't have been on it. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Next year.
Gibbs got a electric scooter for Christmas.
Oh, yeah?
And so it's like this blue. I can't remember what it's called.
with the handlebars up top.
Yeah,
or the ones that you
handlebars up
stand
top.
on?
Yeah, so no, not a hoverboard.
Oh, I don't like those.
No. But it's got handles on top, and
Okay.
then it's got 2 little foot pedals. You got to engage both of them for it to go.
Okay.
But you get, and so it's winter time. We haven't really tried it out much, but like my wife was on it, like zipping around, and like it moves. I'm like, all right, well, he's gonna have to get comfortable with this thing. I don't really know how to like train him for this.
Right.
So we're still gonna try and figure
Those
that
things
out.
go like
I don't know how
10 to
fast they go.
15 miles
Probably,
per
yeah.
hour.
Like they're quick.
they move.
So where we're moving is down the street from my in-laws.
We're at
In Concord.
okay.
So
Where at? What development?
Summerwood.
Oh yeah, I got a buddy who lives over there.
Okay, nice. So
I
it'll
grew
be
up.
nice.
I grew up on Auburn.
Oh.
You know where Lamouth Middle School is?
Yeah.
There's an old farmhouse across the street. It sits on a conservation club.
Oh, really?
There's like 100 and something acres.
Yeah.
I grew up in that house.
Oh, no shit.
My parents just moved out of there though. So, but yeah, it's a good area. I love Concord.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I've been there for I don't know 10, 12, 13 years now. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I moved, so I grew up in Menor, but then when I moved home, I did the military thing,
Yeah.
and then I lived in Vegas for a little while, and then I moved home, and I went right to Concord. I don't know why. Just like always wanted to live. Like
It's changed.
yeah, it definitely has.
Growing
yeah.
up, it was so quiet at night.
So
now
it's more like
mini-
Chardon. Now it's
mini Menor.
yeah.
All
But
up
it's
on-
nice. I like it.
Having a Chipotle and stuff there now.
I like it though.
You can't hate on a Chipotle.
No.
It's got It's got everything.
Yeah, we got
Pizza
Starbucks,
Roto, right?
Roto. Yeah, we got all that stuff now, and then hopefully getting a grocery store soon.
Do they know what's gonna go there?
Yeah, so Dave's Markets.
Oh, is it?
So they own it. So it's gonna be a Lucky's.
Okay.
Lucky. They got one in Cleveland. I've never been to one, but
I was a fan of Riders.
Riders was great.
Loved
Great
it.
butcher.
Didn't mind that I had to pay a little bit more for stuff
No.
there. I just liked it.
No, it was great. It was convenient.
I
It
knew
was
all the
nice and
names.
small. Yep, you can go in there and say hi to. They had a great wine and beer selection.
That was
They had
amazing.
A great butcher.
Loved
great
it.
bakery.
I used to get
Can't
all
go
of it.
wrong.
Yeah, I love that place.
Now it's just been empty.
It's been empty for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
maybe
For a while.
3.5 years.
I heard that there was gonna be a bakery going in there, and that backed out.
Yeah, so it's going to be Lucky's Market. And I think it's going to have a Riders feel to it.
Okay.
We'll see. Whenever they get that going.
They had good pickles. Dude, they had a cigar section.
Yeah, they had a
Yeah.
nice little humidor.
It was nice over there.
Yeah,
That place was.
It was perfect.
It was
It was-
solid.
that's
I
what
loved
you
it.
need there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place is good, man. I love that place.
So yeah, I'm excited for him to learn how to get on the scooter and ride down to Granny Papa's house.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun for him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. My mom bought my niece one of those hoverboards because she wanted one. those things are terrifying.
I
she got a hoverboard?
Yeah, so I went over to my mom's house and she's like, "Hey, can you make sure?" I tried.
Did you bust your butt?
I almost did because all I could think of was Mike Tyson.
Yeah, dude, he wiped out.
Oh, bad. Because it started getting comfortable. He's like, boom. And that's all I could think of. And she's like, "Can you make sure it's charged and ready to go so when she opens it on Christmas, it's ready?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I'm like, I got to try it.
Right.
I mean, naturally.
Have to.
Dude.
I only tried it for like a minute.
I still don't understand how they go.
These kids are,
and
you see these kids riding around, and they're just flying around.
I got a neighbor who goes on his knees on it and just, flies.
Really?
He like shows off.
Huh.
There's this natural.
those,
I just can't figure it out
I
yet.
don't get it.
I've only tried it for, like I said, like for a minute, and that was just like enough. I'm like, I'm gonna hurt myself.
Yeah, dude,
I'm gonna break my arm or something.
If I fall on one of those, I ain't getting up.
No, that's a big fall for you.
Big fall.
Yeah, big tree fall hard.
Dude, I ain't getting up from that.
Rick, why don't you give us so the other thing that we like to do is the proud dad moment. So, I mean, typically when we talk, we cover quite a few of them, but I always like to make our guests kind of think of something that sticks out in their head. Could have been when your kids were a baby, could be about them, could be about you, something that you're proud of, because a lot of times what happens is that we think about it and then we try and replicate that behavior or that situation because it's a good feeling, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know if anything comes to the top of your head about something that you just overly proud of.
There's a couple. The two main ones, me and my dad talk about it a lot, is the fact that, because I'm a junior and my son's a third. Mm-hmm. So me and my dad the other night were hanging out, and we've had this convo like multiple times. We were sitting there having a beer, and it's just like me and him, and I'm like, dude, did you ever think when you had me that there'd be three of us? And he's like, no. And I was like, what's that feel like? He's like, it's crazy. He's like, he's like, your son looks. He's like, when I hold your son, it reminds me a lot about holding you. He's like, because you were a huge baby. Mm-hmm. He's like, and bringing back a lot of feelings, So that's, when I hold my son, I not only think about him being a replica of me, but it's like also it's kind of like my dad too,
Right.
My dad.
That's cool.
My dad are so close that it was kind of like there was never a question of when we were having a boy what a name would be.
Right.
Yeah.
I always knew because I was a junior.
Yeah.
Whoever chooses to spawn my boy, he will be the third.
Yes.
Right.
So it was always kind of just like to keep it on. But now that I'm like a father and I think about it, it means so much more to me. So
I think that's cool.
Seeing him come out, holding him, and I'm like, here he is, man, the third. Like, it's me. Like,
it's legacy, right?
Yeah,
like,
100%.
That's cool.
And I'm like, maybe one day he'll want to name his son. Because I look at it like my dad meant so much to me and still does that it was like, okay, you got to keep it going.
Yeah.
So I hope that I could do the same where my son's like, you know what? I got to keep this going.
Yeah. Help you to
Right.
want to have that relationship that you had with your dad,
Right.
with you and your son. That's
super cool.
That is awesome.
And then the other one was just recently with my daughter Riley with the whole basketball thing. Just like you touched on that Instagram post, and it was just the fact that her love for it, watching her. It was an evaluation that we were at, and all the kids, you got to rate them, because they try to make all the teams even. And we've messed around and shot a little bit here and there. I got like a pop shot in the basement and stuff, and her being my first, my oldest, I'm tough on her,
Yeah.
We're inseparable, but watching her shoot on a hoop and make her first shot, and like watching it click, she like kind of looked at me, did it again, and she nailed another one, and then she like did it again, and I could see her like learning, and it was just like in the excitement, Dad, you see that? Are you seeing this? And she's like talking while she's shooting and while she's like finding herself and finding her form. And I was just like, oh my God, dude. Like, I have a little human now. She's not just a kid anymore.
Yeah.
Like, she's growing up, and she's 5, and she's nailing shots and like learning. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe I created this.
Yeah.
Like, helped create this.
Right.
Like, I can't believe this right now. Like, and that she loves it.
Yeah. That's
And we
that's
leave
awesome.
the gym, the first thing she says when she gets in the car, Dad, I got to work on my left hand. It's not, I just can't dribble too good with it. It's like as a basketball
Right,
father,
Yeah,
right.
I could have broke down and started bawling. I was like, oh my God, I never wanted to work on my left hand. So I was like, wow, like that she knew that. And I was like, man, this is great.
Yeah,
like,
that's
this is
something to be
really
proud
cool.
of.
I'm so glad that that's what you brought up because, again, we know someone's coming on and
Yeah.
like, I never met you before.
Right.
So like I try and figure out, all right,
Right.
who is this person? What do they put out in the universe?
Right.
I saw that post and it seemed just more genuine than just like, hey, my kid played basketball today.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I do that stuff all the time. Like, hey, he's playing baseball today, whatever. And it's cool, but like that particular, like the picture and then like the description under it. And now that you said that you enjoy writing, like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I get it. But I was like, oh shit, like this means something to him.
Right.
And,
Well, for a
that's
while,
cool.
I
And then
mean-
you talk about it and it's
Yeah.
even more. I'm
Yeah,
like, well,
it's
that's
awesome.
Well, for a while, it's like when anyone talks about me, it's like basketball. Like Rick, okay, you play basketball, right? So like that's all I had for a while. That's
Right.
all I knew.
That was your identity.
That was it. I mean,
Yeah.
and then kids came around. It's like I feel like I only have two identities. It was Rick as a basketball player, and then Rick as a father and a husband. Other than that, it's like what else was there?
Yeah.
Like that was my life. There's like one led me to the other, and now the other one's going to take me home to my maker.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
So it's like I don't know. That's why seeing that she loves it right now, and she may not keep loving it, but for the moment, it's like I'm gonna live it up.
Hell yeah.
it's
That's awesome.
cool.
Yeah, you could be
seems to
proud
be
of that.
clicking. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
100%. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oh man, we unpacked a lot.
We
did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we don't even have to do dad hacks because you did 3.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
unless you got
That's
another one,
awesome. No,
Nah, I mean,
I'm
really,
taking that
got some
cayenne
good
pepper
ones.
thing home.
I'm telling
I'm doing
you,
it.
Trust me.
I'm not gonna go cut myself, but
you should.
I probably will at some point
You
today.
should do it.
Opening gifts or something
Live.
live.
As soon as you do it, I'm telling you, just
If I do, I'm taking a video of it.
Yeah, 100%.
I gotta see it.
I'm just pouring some pepper on it. I'll do it. I'm gonna try
telling
it
you, it seals right up.
because I mean I've done some stuff. I've done super glue. I've done
Drilling holes in your fingers to
that
relieve the
happened. You ever
pressure.
slam your finger in a door or something?
Yeah.
So you can do the hot needle. You ever done that before? So if you have to relieve the pressure, you got to get that
The
blood blister
blood
popped.
Yeah.
Right. I
So-
usually just like rip it.
So like I had the one under the nail. I've done a hot needle before,
Oh,
which is that one sucks because that hurts the whole
dude,
the whole
I'm not
time
putting nothing under my nail.
over through the nail. So you put the hot needle. It
Even
burns.
worse.
Yeah.
So this is one of my thumb. It hurt so bad, it's throbbing, and it was like my thumb was huge.
Yeah.
I needed relief. So my brother's like, you know what you need to do is get a drill bit. I'm like, okay, this sounds terrifying. He's like, no. He's like, just work it in. And he's like,
Dude.
and once it stops,
Get
you've reached the
outta
bed,
here.
the nail bed, and it will instantly start spurting out. So I did.
Did you ask for a source on this before you?
No,
did
I
it?
just did it. I'm telling you, I had so much pain that I was like, I have to do this. So I had this little drill bit, and I just worked on it for a while. And when it stopped, blood just started spurting out, and it was phenomenal. Felt great.
Come on.
Felt no pain.
Really?
Going in, felt no pain. Nothing. Because like as soon as you get through the nail, it stops. Like it like hits the skin,
That's pretty crazy.
and it works like a charm.
Wow.
I mean, I had this big hole in my nail until it grew out, but
That's disgusting.
Should have just stuck your thumb in a thing of cayenne. Probably would have been fine.
knowing that now,
I don't know if it would have penetrated the bruise. I don't know if the healing agents are that strong.
we'll find or toothpaste.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you won't get any bruising.
Yeah, see, I'll
There you go.
get some.
It says
I'll get some toothpaste,
They said it's
Rub
the
that and then just-
fluoride.
fluoride.
They said that's what it is. The
Okay.
fluoride. I don't know.
Look how much we're learning today.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Western medicine.
yeah. Look at us.
I'll tell you something scary. Something real. You go to a hospital in our country,
I can't even imagine.
It's just different.
even on a broken nose, something's not that serious. I mean, even worse, a third world country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I live in Uruguay's a third world country, right? So I lived down there, and the levels of poverty down there are ridiculous.
yeah.
Right. So I lived in a very, very nice city called Mercedes. Right. I mean, I'm talking from here, like a couple miles away. There's people living in cardboard boxes,
hmm
you know, but they're the happiest people in the world.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they're just appreciate what they appreciate. Going down there because in order to get a shot, or in order to play down, you had to get this like some type of shot.
hmm
You had to get there, and I can remember sitting there and be like, I want to see her open the needle up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I want to know that it's a clean needle.
Yeah.
And before this thing goes in my arm, because
It's terrifying.
dude, I'm like, I don't know where, what it is, So
Yeah.
because it was it was like this. This is actually 10 times nicer than it was, but it was just like you go in a storefront like that. I mean, it was like the hospital down there. So I gone. It wasn't like a Lake East or whatever. Or
Lake
Tri
East is
Point.
gone.
That's right. Lake East. That's old school, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about Lake East. But yeah, I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine though.
And then I broke a rib one time down there, and I remember being hurt real bad. And they're like, "Oh, we got something for you." I mean, I couldn't even move. I'm not kidding. I still to this day don't know what they shot me up with, but it might have been cayenne pepper. It took the pain away instantly. My dad was like, "Dude, you got to know what to put in." I'm like, "For what?"
Yeah, I felt great.
I go, "I still feel good for like the next 8 months." I go, "You can hit me with a sledgehammer." I feel no
Good.
pain, dude. It was nuts, man.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean if they're using toothpaste too.
Yeah.
That I felt was safe.
That's safe.
France,
for
I
sure.
wasn't worried about because like,
Oh, it was France. Okay, yeah.
France, all right.
Yeah.
Down there, though, I was like, "This is a little dodgy, guys."
Yeah.
I mean, there were some games where we would play. I mean, some arenas, really nice. 5,000 to 10,000 people, like a normal size arena.
Yeah.
There were some arenas that were outside, like legit outside. We'd play like under the lights, like just a black top,
Yeah.
like cement, like court with like metal
Chain link
like,
nets.
Yeah, like trees right behind the hoop. I swear to God, dude. And those are like my favorite games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the other players on my team are like, "Oh, we're not playing tonight. Screw this shit, dude. Like this court sucks. Like these guys suck." I'm like,
Let's go.
I'd put 50 down in those games. Because
Yeah.
I love. It was like, man, it's like outdoor hoops for me.
Yeah, it's like back in the days.
Sweet, man.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Dude, screw this. Like we're not playing." And those always were my best games because I was just like, "This is sweet."
That's
man.
pretty unreal.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, dude. You don't even know. I mean, I had socks filled with rocks thrown at me. I mean,
Holy shit.
they down there was nuts. I mean, it was nuts. Gyms. I mean, because it was so hot, they would open up like the whole arena. So I mean, even the arenas that were inside. I mean, everything. I mean, it was just everywhere. Just flies, bugs. I mean, you'd be playing games just coated in these bugs, man. I mean, just. And I'm not talking like American flies.
Right. Oh yeah.
South American, Uruguayan bred flies are like monsters.
Yeah. I hate flies
Huge,
too.
man.
Bugs
Just
in general.
stuck to you, man. I mean, you're wringing out your jersey at halftime. But it was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It was
It's
so
an
cool.
amazing experience for sure.
It was crazy.
Good stories for the kids too.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can always, when your kid's complaining because they're tired or they're hot.
Oh.
At
Like, oh yeah, you
halftime
want to
of
know
the
hot?
game, you don't know shit.
Yeah.
you don't know
This building's
shit,
air
man.
conditioned.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
You might get one fly in here.
So you can imagine they're not too tall down there.
Right.
So I get down to my first game or my first night. I get down to my room and I go to lay on the bed's as long as this table. Right? I mean, literally from my knees down, I'm hanging off. I'm like, God, this is nuts. I can't spend 8 months sleeping like this. So I get down to practice, tell my coach, "You got to talk to the president." I said, "Dude, this ain't gonna work." I was like, in the room, there's no air conditioning. It's 110 degrees at night. I'm like, "Come on." He said, "We'll take care of it. We got you." So I go back up to my room hours later because we had practice, and everyone down there stays up to 2 or 3 every single night. Right? I mean, we'd practice 9 to 11, and then everyone's just hanging out. It was very, very family. It was awesome once you get used to it.
Yeah.
So I go back up to my room, and I open the door, and I'm not kidding. There's probably, my room is as big as this area. There was 15 fans in my room. 15.
Wow.
So we're not going to get air conditioned. You're going to get a wind tunnel with 110 degrees heat blown on you, which almost made it worse.
Yeah.
But then, this was their dad hack. They put milk cartons at the edge of my bed and stacked up styrofoam on it and covered it with sheets.
I thought you were gonna say at least put another bed at the end.
I said, well, I
Appreciate
guess.
the effort, fellas.
I said, well, I guess I'm going to have to prove my worth a little bit more before I could demand a bed. So,
Yeah.
Year 2 and 3, I had a legit bed with air conditioning. You can believe that.
That's nice.
But I was like, I remember walking in and be like, what the fuck? 15 fans, dude. This is a joke.
Oh my
What
God.
is going on here?
That is just
That's awesome.
crazy.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, that's awesome. That's something that you'll remember, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean,
Sucks
just-
going
lived in the
through
elements.
it. You it's controversy or not controversy. It's like I don't know what the word I'm trying to think of. It's struggle, right?
Yeah.
I think that's good for people, right?
Right, for sure.
That because then you really appreciate that year 2 and 3. You probably appreciated the fuck out of that.
Oh, yeah, you get that air conditioning.
I had that bitch on 50 every night.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's freezing in here.
Right. It was awesome. It was
Oh,
sweet.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Rick, thanks so much for talking to us.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming out,
I
man.
love it, man.
This is
Yeah.
fun.
Really, really good to meet you.
Yeah, it's great hanging out, and I love
We'll have
it.
to game sometime and
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
We'll have to exchange gamer tags.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely
we'll
do
definitely
that.
do that.
Trick Bags 42.
All
Trick
right.
Bags 42. That's easy to remember.
It's pretty easy, dude. So
All right, I like that.
I'm on nightly.
All right, yeah,
Same.
I mean, we're on. So.
If you guys are afraid to say yours.
Oh no. So
Oh, mine's Cleveland Stever. Actually, I don't even know what the numbers are anymore. I'd have to look at it.
Do you-
This
do
is
you have
724.
I don't know. We'll have to look it up.
Yeah, mine was
Not
made
to be confused.
Yeah, you knew what I was going for.
I'm a Christmas morning.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when he got his PlayStation, when he was
Christmas morning.
allowed to buy it, he was like a kid on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
You guys gonna do PS5?
I thought about it.
Eventually,
Yeah, I'm not like
gonna
gonna
get it
hurry.
right away.
I'm not
No.
gonna get it right away.
I wasn't
get
like
one.
I wasn't gonna.
I'm not
just
gonna
jump
pay
on it
extra
like
for it.
no. People are selling it for a ridiculous amount.
And like people we play with are all playing on PS4. So
That's-
what's it?
yeah, so there's no hurry.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I'm
Eventually.
Eventually,
Yeah.
yes, I'll get it.
It just made me think of something. What was your guys' first AOL screen name?
Ooh, I didn't have anything memorable. Mine was like
just because I asked you about that. I was
mine
like,
was
man,
so basic too. It was like just like Steve Back or
I don't
something like
remember
that.
what mine was. It was probably something like I don't. I remember one. This is so embarrassing. So, fuck. All right. So, once you get into the Marine Corps,
Yeah.
So the Marine Corps, they're a bunch of narcissists, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Like we're just assholes. 10 feet tall, you
Yeah.
know, Superman, bulletproof, whatever you want to say. So one of the cool things is in World War II, the Germans started calling Marines Teufelhunden,
Okay.
which means hellhound,
Right.
because they were just badasses on the battlefield and everything. So that, like the Marines wear that like a badge of honor, you know. So I remember I got in the Corps and I had to change my AOL screen name because you know I'm a Marine now. I'm different.
Yeah.
So
It can't be too sexy.
Yeah.
137.
Yeah, yeah.
right.
69, 69.
So I can't remember the numbers.
45.
Had to get rid of that one quick.
But yeah, I changed it to Hellhound, and I can't remember the numbers, like whatever was
Yeah.
available. I don't think I put too much thought into it, but it was Hellhound something, and it was just, you know,
Mine was
got made fun of by every.
I was gonna
fucking
say,
Marine
I would say all the
ever.
Marines probably ripped you apart. All of your friends were like, "That's badass," dude.
definitely.
But the Marines were like, "Cool douchebag."
Yeah. Real hellhound.
I'm fucking 19 years old thinking
Yeah.
I'm some fucking war hero.
Oh, dude, that's badass. Mine was Fat Albert 218.
That's nice.
That's good.
I don't know why.
I don't know.
I mean, Fat Albert was cool.
He was.
You know, so
He was cool. I had him sewn on a pair of my Jinkos.
Jankos.
we were just
We talked about Jankos like a couple episodes ago.
What do you think people would do if, like, us now as dad just started walking around in Jinkos?
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
in some
they'll
of those
come back in
pockets,
style,
you
right?
you could carry your diaper bag in some
Oh,
of those
that's
pockets.
what we were talking
Your
about.
whole family.
We were
yeah,
talking about.
seriously, put your son in the
We
bag.
were talking about Discmans.
Yeah, that's right.
We were like, yeah, but the
Discmans,
problem
yeah.
was in your Jinkos, like
drop
you
it down
almost
the back
had, like,
pocket.
It was all the way down to your ankles. You
Yeah,
couldn't find them.
yeah.
Find it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're talking
Jankos,
about-
man.
You had to
That was
wrap the
hilarious.
thing up with tape so they
Yep.
wouldn't skip.
Yeah. Oh, my God, dude.
The good old days, man.
You get the extra long headphone cord.
Oh yeah.
Kids today are spoiled, dude.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
So
Ridiculous.
spoiled.
They don't got to deal with shit. My son, if TV's on and a commercial comes on, he loudly.
Oh, yeah.
will go,
Yeah, they get pissed. I'm like,
2 years old. Yeah, shut up, dude.
I'm like, I had one show to watch.
Five
Like it was.
ad.
Younger, this was when you ran to get snacks, dude.
Yeah.
Go get a snack and come back.
Appreciate
You have time.
Yeah.
And you
Take
got to
advantage of the commercials.
over the couch to get back in time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just
Now
have
they
to watch
just
the
sit there,
TV guide.
I know. Dude.
Figure out what was on TV.
Oh, God. It'd scroll up if you
Yep.
missed it.
You missed it. You're like, oh, I got to watch it again. Another 100+ channels real quick.
Dude, real quick. I know you guys we got to cut it short. So a couple episodes ago, I heard you listening, or I heard you talk about, and I haven't heard this name in so long, and I really wanted to bring it up. You said Eddie Zinkowski.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He was a
Dude,
baller.
So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I started varsity as a freshman at St. Joe's.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
And we were playing Menor, big game. Back then they had Zinkowski and the Martucci brothers.
Yeah.
Dude, I grew up with Mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, I mean, they're such a good. Eddie was a beast, right?
He was a beast, yeah.
Loved it. And they had somebody else on their team. I forget. It was really good.
Nick Meyer.
Nick.
Yeah.
Dude, we know Nick.
All right,
Yeah.
so,
So
Nick.
good. Like,
So because he played at John Carroll too.
yep. Yep.
Baldwin Wallace.
Baldwin Wallace.
Right? BW. Okay. His little brother.
His brother was at John
Joe.
Carroll. Joe, yeah.
Okay. So I know Joe real well. So yeah, those guys they were such a good squad. So, dude, we come down to the wire. There's a couple seconds left in the game, right? I will never forget this shit for the rest of my life. Eddie is on the sideline. This son of a bitch, right? And I don't know Eddie at all. So Eddie, if you hear this, I'm sorry I called you a bitch, but I admire your game. The ball was rolling out of bounds. I'll never forget this. And our coach lost it when it happened because everyone knows when you play at Menor, you're not just playing Menor, you're playing the refs too. Okay? I've been through it on every single sport throughout my whole career, right? And somebody in the stands kicked the ball back in bounds. Eddie picked it up and hit a 3 and beat us.
Really?
Yes.
Come on.
I'm not kidding.
We got
Damn.
to call Eddie.
That's amazing. I
swear
didn't
to
know
God.
that. Wow.
So this would have been like 2001
Okay.
because I was a freshman. Because I'm a little bit younger than you guys.
So maybe 2003. Because when did you graduate?
I graduated in 05.
Okay, so we're 03.
We're 03. So,
Was Eddie your grade?
yeah.
Okay,
So you might have been-
It was my freshman year.
So
100%.
your freshman year.
So it probably been 2002.
he might have been.
something like that.
He might have been playing varsity.
He was
was
100%.
Oh, yeah, no, he was for sure.
He was 110% of ours.
Yeah.
He was a junior.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So then, yeah.
Yeah, so somebody kicked it back in. They passed it back in. He caught it and nailed through it.
I don't,
I was like,
I don't
are
believe
you
it.
fucking kidding me? I'll never forget it.
Someone was doing the
My
Cardinal
coach,
Rumble.
I'll never forget.
Yeah.
My coach. Oh yeah, I'll never
Cardinal
forget.
Rumble.
Coach Woj was losing it.
I
He
could
was
imagine. I would have
nuts.
been pissed.
Everyone was, and everyone. Oh my god.
See, you didn't have like YouTube and
Coach
stuff.
K didn't see it.
Because that would have been all over.
Oh, Coach K probably paid
Coach
him.
K didn't
yeah,
see it.
nah, Coach K paid him.
Yeah.
And I love Coach K.
You have a-
know?
you-
He's
you
a
have a-
good Some of my best friends all play for me.
Yeah.
And I know I used to talk so much shit. I'm like, oh, fuck, we're playing you guys tonight. Like little Rob Kelly. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
remember
Rob
that.
Kelly, yeah.
Yeah.
Playing Rob.
I remember that kid. He was
Yeah.
awesome.
So, right, he was a beast. And I was like, fucking playing you guys tonight. and I'd always go up to the ref like, listen, guys, dude, just don't beat us too bad. You know, come on, because it's just ridiculous, dude. In every sport too. You fucking Menor, dude. You gotta love to hate them, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's,
Oh, memories.
When you said Eddie, I was like, that
Like,
mother.
just start seeing red. He's like, I'm not going on the show anymore.
Yeah, dude, I was like, Eddie, because he was a beast.
He was
That
he
dude
was
could
really
shoot.
good.
And he had
he
a
could
weird,
shoot.
like, unconventional shot too. I remember, like, and not that I know dick about basketball, but like, he was obviously not shooting the way that everyone else did.
He could hoop, man.
And, like,
He's a good player.
Just
Yeah, and they were
raining
It
threes.
was fun,
all the
man.
time.
Those were the days.
That was all. So I played football and I watched
Yeah.
my teammates play football mostly, but like I was on the team, you know. But like basketball, I loved to enjoy. Like in high school, I mean, especially, we were going out and playing, St. Vincent, St. Mary,
Yeah, yeah.
and we'd go down to those games and stuff. And
Yep.
shout out to Nick Meyer getting on Sports Center.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same thing with Mark.
down between his legs.
Martucci got
Martucci.
Martucci made all the highlights for that game. Those were like on ESPN and just getting dunked on. That play was on there all the time.
Yeah, but no, Meyer.
He had a good game.
Took him to the hoop.
Yeah.
I remember.
It was awesome.
I played St. V's multiple times being at St. Joe's.
Yeah.
Basketball and football. So I got to be on the field and court and played against LeBron a lot. And my freshman year, I came out and I hit 4 threes immediately.
Yeah.
And we went up 12-0. LeBron started guarding me for a little bit, and I didn't touch the ball for the rest of the game.
Like, damn it.
Yeah.
That one game down in Akron, and I remember Menor was up. I don't know, at halftime. It was probably like 38-32 or something like that, and we were winning. We were going nuts.
That's nuts.
Overrated
Nuts.
and this and that. LeBron had like 4 points.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah, he
it was
dropped-
overrated.
He hit it with
Dude
50.
dropped 50.
I remember. I was at the
Second
game.
half, he just started.
You weren't anybody
half,
if you weren't
half
at the,
court.
Yeah.
You had to watch that. You had to go to that game. Yeah.
That game was fun, man.
He's rolling around his Hummer, remote control car.
Just before the game.
Fuck you to the critics.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man,
That was
fun
fun,
times.
man. It's because somebody said before the game that he couldn't shoot an outside shot, so we
Yeah,
always
so he
would
started
shoot threes the entire
From half court.
Yeah, and
Dude,
I wanted to see all the dunks and everything. He had like 1 or 2, but the
Yeah.
rest was like all threes. Like
He's a beast.
drops 50.
He was a beast, dude.
Good times.
Oh man. All right, man. Let's cut this off. We can do it again.
Definitely.
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah. I'm down.
Welcome
It was
anytime.
a lot of fun.
Sweet.
So anything you want to plug before we sign off?
No,
No, you're good. All right, man. Well, keep doing what you're doing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're having a blast being a father.
I love it.
Keep doing that because that's fun. Your kids are going to remember it just like you remember your
Yeah.
parents.
And write that book too, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Write that
I
book.
should. I should.
You should.
Yeah.
Just give us a chapter or something.
Yeah.
Cool.
The guys that really motivated me to do this was the Talking Dads.
Throw them in there, guys.
I guess
Definitely.
so. Last page, tiny print.
Yeah.
Talking Dads.
Inspiration man. Talking dads and cayenne pepper.
And
Cayenne
cayenne
pepper.
yeah.
Damn straight.
Very cool. Well, if you haven't already, make sure you follow us on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Check out the website, www.thetalkingdads.com. And then download your podcast wherever you get them. We're everywhere.
Cool.
So
We are everywhere.
do all that good stuff. And in the meantime,
Raise good humans. Thank you.
Peace.
Hey guys, if you love what you just heard or watched, and we know you did, do us a solid and hit that thumbs up. Share with your friends and throw us a comment, literally about anything. Your support legit keeps us going. Oh, and don't forget to give us that 5-star rating. We really appreciate you.